No, sir.
Good evening and welcome to Senior Night for Miami High School. We'd like to start with representatives from the Wardog Band and Color Guard, starting with Drayton Cloud. Drayton is the son of the late Wes Cloud, the late Cheryl Murphy, and LaDonna Murphy. He has been a band member for 7 years and jazz band member for 6 years. He earned Best Jazz Soloist through the Jazz State Band Competition. Jake Corbin. Jake is the daughter of Michelle Nading and Michael Nading. She has been in Color Guard for 4 years. She earned a superior rating on duet and ensemble performance at the OSSAA State Color Guard Competition in 2020 and earned a superior rating at the Color Guard State Ensemble in 2022. Savannah Ferguson. Savannah is the daughter of Robert and Melinda Ferguson. She was named Outstanding Guard in Class Gold at the Neowalla competition and received all ones at the OSSAA State Competition this year. Scarlett Garfield. Scarlett is the daughter of Mitchell and Kaylin Garfield and Belen Bailey. She has been a member of the band for 6 years and received a superior rating at the state ensemble. JC Johnston. JC is the daughter of Keisha and Eric Johnston. She has been in Color Guard for 4 years, received all ones at the OSSAA State Marching Competition, and for Color Guard Solo and Ensemble this year. DJ Kidwell. DJ is the son of Trisha Kidwell. He is a proud member of the Wardog Band who received superior ratings at this year's OSSAA State Competition as a saxophone player. Dakota Prasurtsikon. Dakota is the daughter of Arwen Prasurtsikon and Zach Smurl. She was part of the 2021 Sweepstakes Band, received superior ratings in district and state solo and ensemble in 2022. Tiara Namillo. Tiara is the daughter of Lori and Muratok. Tiara has been in band for 7 years and has been the flute section leader for 2 years. She received a superior rating at the state solo and ensemble contest this year. Anthony Rosado. Anthony is the son of Randy Robertson and Hugo Rosado. Anthony has been the drum major for 2 years, in honor band for 1 year, and was named the #1 drum major in Class 4A in 2021. Olivia Smith. Olivia is the daughter of Shannon Smith and Shane Smith. She has been a band member for 7 years, was a member of the Sweepstakes Band in 2021, and is proud to represent the Native American Club. Lindy Stevenson. Lindy is the daughter of Kelly and Jamie Stevenson. She has been a member of the District Honor Band the past 3 years and was a member of the 2021 Sweepstakes Band and is one of this year's drum majors. Haley West. Haley is the daughter of Jason West and Angela West. She has been a band member for 7 years and a jazz band member for 6 years. She earned superior ratings for state solo and ensemble in 2021 and earned superior ratings at the state competition in 2022. Jera White. Jera is the daughter of David White and Tammy Witham. She has been in band for 4 years. She was a member of the 2021 Sweepstakes Band and earned superior solo and ensemble ratings at the state competition in 2021 and 2022. Kimberly B. Kimberly is the daughter of King B and Tave Keto. She has been a member of the Miamiettes for 4 years and currently serves as the captain of the team. She was a member of the team that placed 3rd in the 2021 state competition and will compete in this year's state dance competition in December. She has also been a member of the Quiz Bowl team for 3 years. Erica Bradshaw. Erica is the daughter of Eric and Kimberly Bradshaw. She has been a member of the Miamiettes for 4 years. She was a member of the team that placed 3rd in the 2021 state competition and will compete in this year's state dance competition in December. Kylie Kemper. Kylie is the daughter of Kevin and Marcia Kemper. She has been a member of the Miamiettes for 4 years. She was a member of the team that placed 3rd in the 2021 state competition and will compete in this year's state dance competition in December. Kylie has been a member of Dance Dancing for 11 years and the Dance Academy for 2 years. She is also a member of the choir and was named All-District the last 3 years. Representing Wardog cheer, Jericho Burrow. Jericho is the daughter of Henry and Melanie Burrow. She was a member of the 2019 Regional Championship Cheer Team, the 2021 Small Co-Ed Academic State Championship Cheer Team, and is a 2-time state qualifier for cheer. Jericho was also the 2021 Individual State Powerlifting Champion for her weight class. Hope Henson. Hope is the daughter of Tim and Gina Henson. She was a member of the 2019 Regional Championship Cheer Team, the 2021 Small Co-Ed Academic State Championship Cheer Team, and is a 2-time state qualifier for cheer. Representing Wardog football, Alfred Bailey. Alfred is the son of Alfred and Scarlett Bailey. He has been a member of the football team for 4 years and is proud to be part of creating a winning environment for Wardog football. He was the 2022 Individual State Powerlifting Champion for his weight class and was a member of the 2021 Boys State Championship Powerlifting Team. Brian Cox. Brian is the son of Neovani Cox and Greg Cox. He has been a member of the football team for 4 years. He's proud to be part of the first winning football team at Miami since 2008 and to be heading to the playoffs next week. He is a powerlifting state qualifier and was a member of the 2021 Boys State Championship Powerlifting Team. Carter Dixon. Carter is the son of Jared Dixon and Carissa Cameron. He has been a member of the football team for 4 years. He is proud to have helped this year's team reach the playoffs his senior year. Carter is also a state qualifier for powerlifting and participates in wrestling and track. Carson Jinks. Carson is the son of Brad and Carla Jinks. He He's been a member of the football team for 4 years. Carson has rushed for over 1,000 yards this season and is proud to have helped lead this year's Wardog football team to the playoffs. Carson also participates in basketball and baseball. Josh Krieger. Josh is the son of Scott and Melissa Krieger. He has been a member of the football team for 1 year. Josh was a member of the 2021 Regional Championship powerlifting team. Carter McKibben. Carter is the son of Chuck and Haley McKibben. He's been a member of the football team for 1 year. Carter was named Rotary Student of the Month this fall. He was a member of 2022 Regional Championship powerlifting team, and being a part of this year's Wardog football team is his favorite high school memory. Eric McKibben. Eric is the son of Doug McKibben and Jackie Braun. Eric has been a member of the football team for 4 years. He is part of the Duke University Talent Identification Program and currently has an ACT score of 27. He is proud to be a part of this year's Wardog football team, who is qualified for the playoffs. Drake North. Drake is the son of Lucas and Tricia North. He has been a member of the football team for 4 years. He currently has a composite ACT score of 30, which is in the top 10% in the nation, along with his individual English score. His science score is in the top 4% of the country. Drake is proud to be a part of this year's team, who has earned a spot in next week's playoffs. Julio Valenzuela. Julio is the son of Julio Valenzuela and Patricia Perez. He has been a member of the football team for 4 years. He's a state qualifier in powerlifting and placed 7th at his first state competition last year. He is proud to have helped this year's Wardog football team earn a winning record and a spot in the playoffs for the first time in 14 years. Ladies and gentlemen, let's please give a warm round of applause for all of our seniors tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, if you would please stand for tonight's prayer and remain standing for the playing of our national anthem. Tonight's prayer is brought to you by Lance Porter of First Christian Church.
Father, we thank you for the opportunity that you've given to us to play this game. Lord, we thank you for a beautiful evening that you've provided. Father, I thank you so much for the students and their hard work and the coaching staff that's come alongside them. Father, I pray tonight will be just an extension of good character. And Father, we promise to give you all glory, honor, and praise. Amen.
Now please welcome to the field the Miami Junior High Concert and Symphonic Band. They will be performing Seven Nation Army and the Fight Song.
Wardog country, let's ride.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Wardog TV. We want to thank you for joining us for tonight's broadcast of Wardog football live from Robertson Field in Miami, Oklahoma, as the Wardogs host the number 4 ranked Wagner Bulldogs in the last regular season of the game. I'm Coach Jim Paxton, along with Miami Public Schools Director of Athletics, Coach Chad Davis, and together we're going to be excited to bring you tonight's broadcast of Wardog football. Tonight's broadcast is sponsored by the Wardog Nation. The Wardog Nation is a federally recognized Native American tribe under the leadership of Robert Berkebile, an elected council. Some of the Wardog Nation businesses include the Stables Casino, Red Cedar, Bison Range, Craven Media, and Wardog Market. Thank you to Chief Berkebile and the Wardog Nation for sponsoring tonight's broadcast of Wardog football. We're excited to be live and on Wardog TV, which is now the official home of all live Miami Wardog sports, performances, and special event broadcasts. This has been a dream in the works for a few years for Miami schools. Our goal is to create an environment for students to gain real-world experience in production and content creation. As a result, we will provide high-quality broadcast and video content to Wardogs around the world. Tonight's broadcast student production team includes Kiara Richards, Ava Huff, Rylan Stewart, and Blake Frazier. So thank you for Miami High School students for taking part tonight. And, of course, a special thanks to our Director of Communications, Mr. David Frazier, who is executive producer of all Wardog events. It's hard to believe this is week 10 of the high school football season. The positive note of that, this is not the last game of the year for the Wardogs. The Wardogs wrapped up a playoff position last week with a victory on the road at Cleveland, and the Wardogs will have a tough game here tonight. But Wardogs will be playing next week, where we'll let you know as the night progresses, in which I look at all of the playoff possibilities. The Wardogs could end up anywhere from second to third to fourth in the district. A second place finish would mean the Wardogs would play right back here at Robertson Field next week. A lot would have to happen to fall into place for that to happen, but it is a possibility. A third or fourth place finish for the Wardogs will place them on the road, and we'll see where we're looking at to go next week with those. So it's going to be a tough game tonight. Wagner comes in, number 4 ranked team in Class 4A. Wagner comes in 6-3 overall, 5-1 in the districts. Wagner has been a state power since the arrival of Coach Condit. Since 2011, 5 state championships for Wagner. 2011, 2014, 15, 16, and 2020. Also, as part of that, a couple of semifinals runner finishes as well. Like we said, Wagner comes in ranked number 4 in most polls across the state. Their losses this year are to 5A number 1, Coweta, 5A number 2, Grove, and a big loss to 4A number 1, Cushing. Wagner will play tough defense, and Wardogs will have their hands full tonight as we try to keep the ground game moving forward. The Wagner defense has thrown so far this season 3 shutouts. Only 2 teams have scored in double digits against the Wagoner Bulldogs. Other than Grove and Cushing, teams against Wagner have scored 9, 3, 0, 0, 0, 6, and 6. So the Wardog offense is going to have a big challenge tonight to put points on the board and score against this tough Wagner defense. But this is a Wardog team that's very much up to the challenge tonight. Wardogs are celebrating their most wins since the 2008 football season and their first playoff appearance since 2008. Wardogs come in 6-3 overall and 4-2 in the districts. The Wardogs have won 4 out of their last 5 ball games. Wardog losses this year to 4A number 1 Cushing, 5A number 2 Grove, and a 4-point loss to playoff-bound Oologah a few weeks back. Captains are making their way to the field at this time. Captains for the Wardogs are number 77, Julio Valenzuela, number 66, Brian Cox, number 20, Alfred Bailey, and number 7, Carson Jinks. Also, a few steps behind with the captains are 88, Eric McKibben, 36, Drake North, 79, Carter Dixon, and number 2, Carter McKibben. Officials are on the field, and get ready for the coin flip here. Like I said, Wardogs come in winning 4 of their last 5. The Wardogs are 6-3, 4-2 in the district. Wardogs are led by quarterback Carson Jinks, who has had an outstanding season. Rushing the ball, Jinks has rushed the ball 193 times for 1,249 yards, a 6.4 average, 13 touchdowns, an average 138 yards a game. Wardogs, for the most part, run a one-back offense, and that time has been split between Seth Davis and Hunter Nichols. Davis comes in with 560 yards rushing, on the ground. Nichols 649 combined between them, 15 touchdowns, and Davis is averaging 5.3 yards a game. Nichols 7.1 yards per game, per carry. All right, Wardogs have won the toss, and they will be receiving tonight, so Wagner will kick off first. So Davis and Nichols have combined for over 1,200 yards rushing, 15 touchdowns between the two. Wardogs don't put it in the air a lot, but when they do, they are very efficient. Carson Jinks on the year is 48 of 91 for 450 yards, 4 touchdowns via the air. Also, Seth Davis from the running back position has thrown 2 touchdowns for the Wardogs. As a team, the Wardogs are averaging 280 yards rushing per game. Leading receivers for the Wardogs this year are Garrett Walls with 22 receptions, 240 yards, and 4 touchdowns. Eric McKibben, 12 receptions, 156 yards, 3 touchdowns. And Braylon Riley, 10 receptions, 116 yards. So both teams are out on the field, getting there ready to make their way to their respective benches. And here come the Wagner Bulldogs. Ranked number 4 in Class 4A. They were picked as the district favorite coming into the season. They are not going to finish first. The highest they will finish is second. Of course, our district, District 4A3, has already been decided as the champion is the Cushing Tigers, ranked number 1 in Class 4A. So District 3, always one of the toughest ones, as we have number 1 Cushing, number 4 Wagner. Also, Oologah and Miami have qualified for playoff position as well. Wardogs are in their tunnel, getting ready to come out. They're going to run through the band. Also, the junior high band on the field tonight with the high school band as they perform before the game. It is senior night here at Robertson Field. And before the game, they honored all of the seniors that took part in activities, football, cheer, dance, band, and color guard. So congratulations to all of our seniors who played a role and played a big part in being a part of the Wardog Pride and putting everything together. So, like I said, we're getting close to kickoff. We're about a minute away. Like I said, the Wardogs have won the toss. They are going to receive. And this is going to be a tough game here tonight, but it's going to be exciting. Wardogs have already clinched a playoff position. And like I said, as the night goes through, we'll keep an eye on other games and try to keep you updated on where the Wardogs will be traveling next week.
Coach, good to see you. Sorry for the few delay here, hopping on here with you. You know, senior night, a lot of activities going on. Want to make sure we go off here without a hitch. So always great to be on Wardog TV with my good friend Jim Paxson and with all the Wardog Nation listening, watching, supporting. Appreciate you guys. We're ready for a good night of football here, Coach.
All right, the Wardogs come out on the field all gray tonight. Coach told us last week we'd have a little bit of a new look tonight. We've got the gray on gray. I like it. See those white numbers. Even we'll be able to see those all over the field, I think, tonight, Coach.
Yeah, you didn't jinx this. You said that with the blacks, and then we got over there. Of course, we now know, though, it's already dark.
That's right,
Just a few weeks ago we're doing this, and we fought the sun for about the first quarter, and that part's over. Should be able to have a beautiful night of football. We appreciate everybody's understanding and patience as we made this move from what was originally scheduled tomorrow night to Thursday to try to get outside of this crazy weather. We need the rain.
Oh, yeah, they say
we need the rain, but I don't know if we want to be playing football when it's raining cats and dogs with 25 to 30 mile an hour wind. And we kind of started a domino effect up here in the northeast corner when we kind of started us and Grove and some of the others. About 95% coach of the games were moved to tonight.
Even the big game in the state of Oklahoma tonight, Bigsby and Jinx. I think it was tomorrow night, and it's moved to tonight. And it's on ESPN2 tonight. So I'll be honest, I set my DVR, and I get home, I'm going to see how good that Bigsby team is tonight. So
I'm going to be honest. So did I.
So we are ready to get underway here for Wardog TV. And here's the kick, and it is a deep kick.
Yeah, they got a good kicker. Go ahead.
It'll go right in the end zone. In high school football, you cannot run it out. So that's a weapon right there.
Yeah, and he's a good-looking kicker, too. I mean, he's 6'2", 185. I kind of was sizing him up down on the ground. Coach Condit, the head coach at Wagner, is a great friend of mine, so we had a long conversation. And he was kind of pointing him out about it. He said, this is going to be the best kicking game between two teams that he said I've probably been a part of this year. He said, usually we have a major advantage in the kicking game. He goes, I feel like tonight that you guys match up well with us.
All right, Wardogs will come out for their first possession of the night. This is a stout Wagner defense.
Yeah, great defensive line. Probably the best defensive line that I've seen on film, and that's saying something considering we played Cushing.
Yeah, Wardogs come out, 2 backs in the backfield. Going to drop back on first down under pressure, and he's going to be escape. He's going to throw it.
Yeah.
And he's going to throw it out of bounds. It's going to be a flag on the play. That's going to be intentional grounding as that ball went out of bounds and did not make it back to the line of scrimmage. So early pressure there by the Wagner defensive line. Like we talked about in the pregame, this team, only 2 teams have scored double digits against Wagner, and that was Grove and Cushing. I said the other games. They've given up 9, 3, 0, 0, 0, 6, and 6. So
yeah, and they've given up a total of 262 yards rushing.
yeah,
A total of 262 yards rushing. That is insane. So really, really good front seven. And, it's not surprising that we come out there to try to test the passing game because we do feel like there's holes in the secondary. As Cushing, exposed, Grove did a little bit too. And we know how, when you get them beat deep in some passing game, how that can open up the run game. So not a surprise there to come out with it, but I don't know that we're going to be able to live there. You with me?
Wardogs pick up a break as the officials pick up the flag and say no penalty. So 2nd down and 10 for the Wardogs. And the ball up inside. That is Nichols, and he's hit right at the line of scrimmage. He's going to fight forward just to get back to the line of scrimmage. So, I said, tough defensive line for this Wagner Bulldog team. Wardog's going to have faced 3rd and 10 early in the contest. So both teams have already confirmed playoff appearances next week.
Yep.
Wardogs come out, 2 backs in the backfield, 1 receiver either side. And Wardogs are going to pick up a free 5. All right, they draw them offside, something the Wardogs do with great frequently.
And do it with great efficiency.
Man,
we talked about it last week at Cleveland. I mean, it's on every film that you get from us. So you got to know that we like to go to it. And heck, Coach, I'm not so sure you don't go to it again.
Yeah.
Just why not? Just to get a chance here. But that was number 1 there, Whit Edwards, nice long defensive end who's already getting some mid-major Division I looks as a young player. He'll show up tonight. He's a really good pass rusher.
All right, 3rd and 4 for the Wardogs. Jinx takes it right up the middle, and he's going to be brought down well short of the 1st down. He's going to go up to about the 27, had to get to the 30. So 2 rushing attempts don't add up too much yardage for the Wardogs, and they're going to be facing a 4th down and about 3 yards. Said moving the ball on the ground is going to be tough against this Wagner Bulldog defense. It's kind of what they hang their hat on.
Yeah, that's who they are. They want to win games defensively. They want to, they want to really force you into some field position battles where they can take advantage of because they got a good quarterback who's a good all-around athlete. They like to throw the ball around a little bit. So we haven't talked about the wind. Maybe you did, Coach, in your pregame, but the wind may be a factor today too because it's swirling.
Yep, and there is a kick. It's a pretty good kick, but it is caught up by that wind. And Wagner's going to take it all right across the 50, about their own 49, I believe. Yeah, Coach, I didn't really talk about that in the pregame, but we do have a strong wind here tonight.
Yeah, it's out of the south. It'll swirl at times. Being down there during our pregame, all I'll say is you can feel it. It's a solid 10 to 15 mile an hour, pretty consistent. So.
All right, so Wagner will take over great field position after forcing a 3-and-out on the Wardogs' initial possession. Bulldogs come out, 2 receivers to the right, 2 to the left, 1 back in the backfield with the quarterback. He takes it. He's going to drop back on 1st down.
The hitch.
They're going to throw the hitch. It's open. And it's picked up for about right at 5 or 6 yards up across the 50 down to the 45, giving him 6 on that play. All right, 2nd down and 4 for the Bulldogs. Once again, 2 receivers to either side. Once again, he's going to take the ball. He's going to roll right.
Screen.
Tunnel screen back to this way.
Played
well
well
by the Wardogs.
Yeah, it'll probably garner him a 1st down, but honestly, it's played pretty well by Carson Jinks there.
It's going to be close to it. They are going to signal 1st down. So it was a pickup. They needed about 4, and they got about 4 1/4.
That's the screen and the double pass are the 2 easiest plays to see from up here.
From
yes, down there, it's a way different story.
Yes.
Now, the only people that should have a bell goes off is those D linemen.
Yep.
Well, like, wow, all of a sudden this guy ain't blocking me. You'd be able to retrace and make a play. But Carson did a good job there. Either way, Wagner moved the chains. Just needed 4.
All right, motion on the play. They're going to hand the ball around the right side.
Oh, he went inside there. Needed to stay out.
He's going to go across the 40 down to about the 36, 37-yard line. Pick up about 4 or 5 on the play. Wardogs didn't do a bad job there trying to string that one out.
I see I couldn't tell if it was a safety or outside backer. It kind of came inside a little bit, and that's not what you want to do on the jet. You want that thing to really get stretched out, so you want to get outside shoulder and either get him stretched out and keep him behind the line of scrimmage to get him out of bounds, or you want him to cut back in where you've got defensive help.
All right, 2nd down and 6 for the Bulldogs. Early here in the game, this is Wagner's first possession. Like Coach said, they want to throw it around a bunch. He's
Pretty
under
good
pressure.
job
He's going to
there,
be
yeah.
brought back in the backfield. That's going to be a sack.
Yeah, that's just a 3-man rush there, Coach, with a 3-man front. Reese Satterwhite did a really good job of retracing and ends up, I hope the stat is kind and gives him a sack there. He probably got back to no gain, but really good job retracing there by 85.
We're going to call it a sack.
We like it. I like
All
it.
right, so bring up 3rd down and 6 for Wagner. 7:49 here early in the contest. No score. Wardogs went 3 and out on their first possession.
Again, what's impressive about that play is we just sent 3, and he felt like he had to step up in the pocket there. And again, pretty good play there. Need to keep him here on 4th and long with it being 4-down territory more than likely. Quarterback power.
Yep, and he's going to bounce outside. Pretty good play right there by the Dogs. That's
Alfred Bailey.
Alfred Bailey doing a good job taking on the block and kind of getting a hand on the quarterback there. So going to bring up 4th down and almost 5. So Wardog defense kind of stiffening up right here. Wagner's going to be facing a 4th and 4, definitely 4-down territory.
Yeah, they do. Again, we talked just a little bit ago. They have a really good kicker, and they've made 2 45-yard field goals, this season. But with the snap and the hold and everything here, they'd be looking at 52.
Yes.
So probably just a little bit out of the range. So, big early play here. Let's see if we can get us a stop.
All right, 4th down and 4 for the Wagner.
Well, I thought the guard rocked a little bit there.
And he's going to throw it. It's going to be caught. That's the hitch. Always open.
Yeah, and I'm going to be honest with you. I thought he overthrew him, but, again, that's the length of number 1 just being able to stretch up and made a heck of a catch.
Yeah, he's going to throw that over his head. But, he went up and got it. So, Wagner taking advantage of what the Wardog secondary gives them right there. Of course, you got to give him a little bit of cushion. That's why
you do.
That's why that hitch is always open. It's not a big play, 4 or 5 yards every time.
Yeah, it's you'd rather give that up than a 30-yard touchdown. It's still Wagner. They've got speed on the outside. They can stretch the field. They can beat you deep. So, we'd love to have it get a stop there, but either way, we need to toughen up here.
All right, running back
we got a
around
hold.
the left side.
Yeah, they got it too.
All right, we're going to have a flag on the play.
Yeah, Alfred Bailey did a good job there of fighting through, and he's going to get that call. That's a pretty easy call there for the officials.
All right. And that's definitely what we're having. We're going to have a hold on Wagner. So the first flag of the night, that's going to be kept. Think about that hitch. You throw it, all of a sudden those corners start inching up, and all of a sudden you're in a hitch and go, and they go right by you. So.
Yeah, the hitch is always open. And eventually the hitch and go funk comes open too.
Yep.
Now, you don't get a lot of shots at the old hitch and go.
Nope.
You got to call it at the right deal, but you're exactly right. That's what always scared me as a DB coach was just don't get beat deep. We'll live with 4 and 5 yard plays, but we can't give up 35 and 40.
All right, holding on 1st down against Wagner, going to bring up 1st down, and they're going to mark it 7 yards back.
Yeah,
so.
that makes sense. I think that play, it was down the field a little bit, so it was from the spot.
All right, Wagner out in a tight bunch set. Quarterback takes it. There's a slant.
Yeah.
It's going to be caught by number 1.
See, that's the thing right
and
there.
And he will go the distance. 37-yard touchdown pass on 1st down, and Wagner will strike first. Did a good job right there setting that up. They set the bunch to the left, and we kind of had one-on-one coverage on the right. One-on-one against that cat's going to be tough tonight.
Yeah, I mean, that's what it ended up being, probably by alignment. I'm not sure if we checked to a man because of the look. That was definitely man coverage, or it looked like man coverage to me. If not, it's a soft corner zone, and he was just, nothing fancy there, just a little slant. And again, with his length and with that stride, it's going to be tough to defend that. We're going to have to cheat down there with a safety coach to keep that one contained.
So 5:53 left in the first quarter. Wagner takes advantage of a good defensive stand to start the game. Kick is a line drive, but it does go through. It makes it 7-0. So Wardogs down here early. Wagner, like I said, after forcing a 3 and out on the Wardogs, take over at their own 49, and they go 51 yards, and they do connect eventually on a 37-yard touchdown pass.
Yeah, honestly, it's not that we played poorly there.
Nope,
we made them earn that. They're not getting big chunk plays. Obviously, the touchdown there was a decent play there, but, they converted on 4th down. We had our opportunities to get a stop there. Didn't take advantage of the holding penalty.
That's right.
Those are the ones that, when you look back, you think, man, you get them behind the sticks, and if you can keep them there, then it makes those 3rd and 4th down calls a little bit different. But, not just an awful start on defense, but early we can see that they've got playmakers, which is not a surprise. They always do. So we're going to have to do our best to try to put together some drives here, get that clock. That clock needs to be our friend today, Coach. We need to grind out some 1st downs and try to keep them limited on their offensive plays.
Definitely so. So Wagner will be kicking off for the second time tonight. First kick went deep into the end zone. In high school football, you cannot return it out of the end zone.
Beautiful night, really, for football. I mean, again, we talked about how the wind's gusting, but it's really a pretty night. Fairly warm night for this time of the year.
It is. I was thinking today, this is the warmest year of football I've ever sat through, watched, coached, whatever you want to be. Because usually by game 7 or 8, 9, you're somewhere along the year, you're bundling up in 2 or 3 layers, and not this year. I mean, we're sitting here, and I've got on short sleeves, and you've got on a pair of shorts, and it's a beautiful night for football. All right, so the Wardogs will take over for their second possession of the night. Wardogs now down 7-0. Wardogs come in 6-3, most wins, like we said, since 2008. Also the first playoff appearance. Outstanding year by the Wardogs.
Hilldale and Fort Gibson are scoreless. That's a game that we have to look at. And Poto is up 8-0 over Stillwell. Broken Bow and Ada will be played on Saturday.
On Saturday, all right.
Saturday.
So we'll know really a few things probably for a little while. Jinx takes the ball and goes right up the middle, and he is met right away by the linebacker and defensive end. And he's going to be brought down for about a yard gain at the most.
A little bit different look there by us, though. Typically, Carson will follow up the near side, or the far side back. That time he went short side, and it looked like there was a little gap there early, but again, just the speed that the Wagner defensive front 7 plays with closed it up pretty quickly.
All right, Wardogs come out. Still 2 backs in the backfield. Second down and 9 for the Wardogs. Ball at their own 21.
Late little change here. Looks like we may be changing directions. Quarterback power left side, and we're going to go
hand
running
to
back.
Nichols around the left side, and he's going to be hit at the line of scrimmage, and he's going to fight forward up to about the 22, gain of about 2. So like we talked about, it's going to be tough sledding up front, possibly tonight for the Wardogs.
Oh, without question.
Against this tough front 7 of Wagner.
Well, and it's really just a mentality. If you're Carson, Hunter, Seth, anybody else who carries the ball, you're not – every play is not going to just pop open and you're going to have these gaps. It's going to be a grind tonight. You have to tell yourself, though, the mentality of I'm getting ready to kick the ball, it's going to come free. This is the play. This is the play that it opens up because you don't want to take advantage of them when they do come, and you don't want to be kind of pitter-pattering through there thinking I'm going to get hit. You want to be able to hit it full speed, and when it does open up, take advantage of it.
All right, on third down, Jinx drops back, under pressure, rolling to his right. And he is going to be hit about the 10, going to be brought down. So good coverage in the secondary by the Wagner D-backs and good pressure up front. Once again, number 1, early pressure coming to that defensive end.
Well, and I don't know if that was a called rollout or not. I actually felt like, with their defensive ends going wide, I thought both of our running backs did a pretty good job of bouncing that out. I'd like to see Carson step up into the pocket right there, and maybe I know that there was nothing downfield. But at least maybe give us a shot right there. But if it was a called rollout, then he's got to do what he's coached to do there.
All right, so 4th and 19 for the Wardogs. Davis on the punt, standing right at his own end zone. There's the kick high. It's going to go out of bounds.
Yeah, shanked it.
And Wagner's going to take over with great field position after a short kick.
Yeah, the field position battle is one of the things against teams that are elite. You have to win field position, and we are not doing a good job of that so far. Better, but I guess better than what I thought. Maybe it's just the angle that we had. So ends up being about a 38-yard kick.
Yeah, they're going to mark it right at the Wardog 39. Wagner will take over for their second possession of the night. They lead here 7-0.
Wouldn't surprise me here, Coach, for them to take a shot right now, just to try to kill any momentum that we think we may have had coming in. Or I would just be careful here that they take a shot deep and try to hit us with a big one.
3:34 left in the first quarter. Wagner empty backfield. 3 receivers right, 2 left. Quarterback takes it. Good pressure. Good protection. He's going to throw it over there. We're going to have a holding call in the backfield. Ball was caught. It's going to go across the 24, but that was going to come back. We're going to have a holding call. Flag is sitting right about the 43-yard line.
Yeah, and again, with the three-man pressure there, and those 3 guys are doing a great job with effort because we're winning up front with those 3, and they're starting to pull and grab. Second holding penalty already tonight against the 3-man pressure. So now I would like to see, we're dropping 8 there. You know, the zone's still a little soft there in the middle. I mean, I'd like to see a backer with some better depth there, Coach, to take away that play that they just completed, because that was an 11 and 12-yard gain right there.
And the quarterback does throw a good ball right there.
Yeah, good player. Yep.
All right, so that hold took place deep in the backfield, so going to bring up 1st and 24 for the Bulldogs. Ball moved back across the 50 to their side of the field. Let's call it their own 47.
Need a big play here, you know.
Yep.
Turnover, put the ball on the ground, something. There's a big old hole there.
Hand it up inside, and he's going to break across the 50, across the 45, down to about the 41. Pick up about 12 on the play. Going to bring up 2nd down and 12.
Yeah, we need a big play here. We need a no-gain play here. Keep them 3rd and long behind the sticks.
Need a bad snap or a turnover, something positive to happen here for the Wardogs. 2nd down and 12 for Wagner. 2:52 left in the first quarter. Wagner leading here 7-0. Wardogs come out empty once again.
Screen.
Here's a screen play, and it's over the middle. And good job.
I got to finish him.
They read it good. Wardogs just don't tackle. Jinx is there, and well, could have been a tackle for a loss, but he was able to squeeze through the tackle. And he's going to go across the 40, across the 35, down to the 34-yard line. Wardog secondary did a good job reading that one. Just got to make the play. That brings up 3rd down, and let's call it 5 for Wagner. Ball is at the Wardog 34. They got to get across to 29.
Yeah, what they did on the last 3rd and medium is they did some quarterback run game. Right now, certainly looks like he's going to take advantage of some hitches or some slants.
All right, and there's a little hitch play out there.
Got to tackle.
One-on-one, and we do not tackle at all.
Just got to make that play there, and you get him on 4th and medium.
Wardog's out there really one-on-one, and we barely got a hand on him.
Yeah.
So Wagner picks up a 1st down. They overcome the holding on 1st down and able to overcome 1st and 24, and they do pick up a 1st down. You know, Coach, I think a lot of people maybe early I'm going to say, didn't put a lot of faith in this Wagner team because they lost a couple games early.
Well, but we talked about this back in the BCS days. Quality losses, my goodness, Wagner's got them.
Yeah,
I mean, number 1, Coweta.
Number 2, Grove.
Number 2, Grove.
And Cushing.
And number 1, Cushing. I mean, my goodness. I mean,
that is their 3 losses. Handoff around the left side. Inside the 20 down to about the 15. Going to pick up about 8 on the play. Yeah, so a lot of people maybe this Wagner team's not as good. The only score that really stands out on their schedule is the loss to Cushing.
Yeah.
And like I said, I've not seen that film. You wonder, how did Cushing beat them 42-0?
Yeah, it's well, I mean,
tells you, they had a bad night, or Cushing might be as good or better than we think.
And I'm going to go with the second thing you said.
Yes.
I said to somebody the other day, I don't think anybody can play within 14 points of Cushing, and I'm talking state championship games. So we'll see. But this Wagner team is legit.
All right, 2nd down and 2, handball up inside, and they're going to pick up a 1st down. Their ball's going to go right outside the 10.
So what they lost 9-6, something goofy.
Yeah,
you probably read those off. I apologize.
No, we looked at them here. I just mentioned the kind of the record here. They lost to Coweta. I've got their schedule here. Let me find it. Lost to Coweta 9-7.
Yep.
Lost to Grove 28-20, and then like I said, the kind of the head scratcher Cushing 42-0. So, but like I said, you got the 2 top teams according to Tulsa World right now. That's their 2 losses.
Yeah.
2 of their 3 losses.
Well, and all 3 of those teams that beat them are undefeated.
Yes.
So,
all right, 1st and 10.
Got to break down and tackle.
And there's
I can't give up that edge right there.
And
that's where we're really struggling. Is we're not in bad position. I think that's the thing early so far that's a little frustrating, is it's not like they're just beating us and we're getting out schemed and stuff like that. We're just not breaking down and finishing the play defensively right there.
So many times we played Wagner, and usually after 2 or 3 plays, you're yelling kickoff return. And they're having to work their way down the field against this Wardog defense, and it's kind of a different attack than we're used to seeing out of Wagner. They want to throw it, and they've got guys that run it and catch it, and they're going to run a quarterback sneak, and they're going to go across. Touchdown to Wagner with 25 seconds left in the first quarter. Wagner extends their lead to 13-0 on a quarterback sneak.
Yeah, I mean, 13-0, and I don't think they have 100 yards of offense. I mean, just because of the field position battle. This is all about field position so far. Again, we're making them have to work and earn you know, that now they again, kudos to them. They've overcome 2 holding penalties already that we haven't taken advantage of. But you know, early we need to clean up some open field tackling issues that we're struggling with right now. But again, offensively, we got to get in some sort of a rhythm. I mean, we knew it was going to be tough sledding tonight against their strength is also our strength.
Yes.
And they know that. You know, last year at their place, we were able to hit them with a few running plays, gashed them a little bit in the second and third quarter to kind of stay within striking distance. So, you know, we need a few of those.
Yep.
We need to put together a good drive. Just it's amazing what a couple of first downs will do for you, just for some momentum and a little bit of psyche.
Yeah, week 10 of the high school football season, this district games among our class, or District 4A3, of course, Wagner here at Miami. Cushing is playing Skytook tonight, Cleveland and Catoosa, McLean and Oologah. So we can really don't look across those games and say, hey, this could be possibly an upset. You know, the one that could maybe help the Wardogs a little bit would be if McLean beat Oologah, but we would need to win this one here. But
on those games, I can give you some scores. 5 minutes left in the first quarter. Cushing leads Skytook 28-0. Boy, they're just explosive as heck. I do not no score for Fort Gibson Hilldale, no score for Catoosa Cleveland. Yeah. Did not see the McLean Oologah. Let me see if I can.
So Wagner to kick off for the third time here in the first quarter.
That one may be able to. Nope, that's still carrying.
And that's going to ran right about the goal line and go through. So Wardogs will once again take over first and 10 at their own 20. 25 seconds left in the first quarter. Of course, Wardogs will be on the road next week somewhere in the playoffs. And I tell you what's crazy. If you look, of course, we're District 3 and we're paired with District 4. If you look at the playoff possibilities from District 4, Hilldale, Poto, Broken Bow, and Ada, when you read the scenario that was in the Daily Oklahoma today, every one of them have a chance to be first. I mean, it's unbelievable.
Yeah.
I mean, Hilldale first with a win and a Poto loss, and then there's about a page and a half if this happens or that happens.
It's crazy. Yeah.
It's crazy down there. And like I said, one of those games is not going to be played till Saturday, so we probably won't know till late Saturday or Sunday where we'll travel to next week. All right. Wardogs come out again, and they're going to run over the right side, and Nichols is hit in the backfield, and they're going to give him forward progress to the 20. That's a favorable spot right there for the Wardogs because he did not get to the line of scrimmage. Second down and 10 for the Wardogs. That's going to be the last play of the first quarter. And we will go one in the books here, and Wagner leading 14-0.
Yeah, I know it sounds crazy because we've talked about already how good they are up front. But typically when they're that good up front, you don't want to bounce anything outside.
Yeah.
If they make a mistake, you can get them inside. It's A gap and B gap. It's those inside gaps because they'll over pursue or get off the ball so fast that they'll leave that crease up. Right there we tried to bounce it, and I just don't think that we're going to have any success running lateral against this team. You got to get them up the gut.
We do not want this to turn into a track meet. We want to turn it into a rugby scrum. That's what exactly we want.
Right. Yeah.
So some other some key games in the local area. Class A, District 7. Concord has won the district. Quapaw is second. Commerce will be third. And Fairland and Ketchum is playing tonight with a winner of that fourth with a win. So some other local teams in the playoffs. Also, Class B, Welch will be second with a win tonight and third with the loss. So Welch Wildcats will advance to the playoffs next week.
I did find out that Welch is not playing tonight, could not get officials. So they are actually playing tomorrow at 6 at, where's it, Arcoma?
Arcoma, yes, sir.
Yeah, out, since they're a little bit further south,
they're
hoping they can get it in.
On the other side of the storm.
That's exactly right. So 6 p.m. tomorrow for the Welch Wildcats. I found that out about an hour ago.
So those are some of the local teams with playoff possibilities. Coach, I was looking at work today at lunch, looking at all the playoff possibilities, and I looked through, and I'm looking through Class 2A in Veneta. Yeah. I did not know they were Class 2A.
Yeah, they've, the last couple cycles have continued to kind of drop down, so, but they're highly competitive. Their only two losses are to the top two teams in their district. So,
all right, Wardogs on the first play of the second quarter, second down and 10. Jinx takes over the right side, gets about 2 on the play. Going to bring up third down at about 8. Yeah, it was just a few years ago. They were in our district. Yeah. They were 4A and then dropped to 3. And then when I saw them drop into 2, I thought, wow, no wonder they're having success. And I know the last few years, even in 4A, they were starting to get better and always had some good athletes. So
Yep.
it's going to bring up 3rd down and 7 for the Wardogs early here in the second quarter. Wagner leading 14-0. Wardogs still trying to pick up the first down of the contest for them. Nichols in the backfield beside Jinx. He's going to drop back. He's going to run, and he's going to be brought down right at the line of scrimmage.
So we tried to run a route there right at the sticks, and they actually ate it up pretty good. Looked like a one-person route on the boundary side right there. It was a pretty good route by McKibben. They just covered it really well, and they actually had it on. They had a bracket covered, one on top, one underneath. So, they're as good as advertised defensively.
Yes.
That's where they hang their hat. We've, like you said, Coach, I don't know that we've got. I don't think we have 10 total yards of offense up to this point.
We do not.
They've done a great job.
All right, 3rd down and 8 for the Dogs. And Davis on the punt for the 3rd time tonight. Wardogs still looking for their first down. High kick is going to land across the 50.
Hang time's good there.
Take a good bounce for the Wardogs. Down inside the 40, inside the 35. So Wardog defensively has the best starting position for them, for us defensively.
Yeah.
As Wagner will take over at their own 34. It's hard to believe how quick this season has gone. Seemed like just, a few weeks ago we were here on 0 week and playing that first game against Dewey, and here we are week 10 and 1 week away from the playoffs.
Yeah,
so.
it really is crazy when you think about it, how you don't think about it when you're in the moment.
Yep.
You just kind of move on, but you get in that rhythm and that routine of here's Monday, here's Tuesday, and you look up and, people are putting Christmas lights on their house.
All right, so 1st and 10 for Wagner, ball at their own 34. They lead 14-0.
We need a turnover.
We need something positive to happen here. A little bit low snap. There's a little bubble pass. It is caught across the 35 up to the 39-yard line. Pick up about 5.
Yeah, not a bad job there, though. Again, we did a good job. We turned that inside, plenty of help there, and, 4 or 5 yard gain. You can live with that.
Yes. All right, 2nd down and 5 for the Bulldogs. Ball at their own 39-yard line. Come out, trips to the right.
It's a different look here. We switched our outside linebacker and our corner here, quarterback run game. Yeah, see, that was different right there. So our outside linebacker should be setting there, but we went to a check, and the outside linebacker went out to corner. The corner kind of dropped back into a safety look, and they ran right where we were.
Yeah, and they pick up good yardage. Quarterback's a big, strong guy, and he carried the pile for about 4 or 5 yards up to all the way to the 47-yard line, 48. Wagner picks up the 1st down. 9:38 left till halftime. Clock should be running.
Yeah, waiting on the white hat to start the clock. Yep, and he didn't. Now he started it.
1st and 10, Wagner. Ball at their own 48. He's going to take it. He's going to roll to his right.
Yeah, you got the out route right here. Yep.
Little flood route right there, and it's caught down across the 30, the 25, 20. Still on his feet, and he will go the distance. 48-yard touchdown pass. He ran through a couple of Wardog tacklers in the secondary. Wagner showing their big play capability right there.
Yeah, I'm not so sure that he wasn't throwing that to the narrow route, to the shorter route. I'm being dead serious when I say that, because that's the one that came open. The one that caught it, heck, that was the tougher throw. We had decent coverage right there. But, again, the early frustration has to be tackling.
Yes.
I mean, it was a really good throw, a good good catch during a contested coverage. But if we tackle, it's you live with the 15-yard gain. But man, our tackling has been really, really disappointing early.
All right, so 9:22 left in the second quarter. Wagner now up 21-0 as they have scored on all 3 possessions, and unfortunately, Wardog still trying to pick up that initial 1st down. Some activities around Wardog Nation this week. Monday, 7th and 8th grade girls and boys basketball will be in action at the J Tournament. The 7th grade girls will play at 4 p.m., 8th grade girls at 7, 7th grade boys at 5, 8th grade boys at 7. So, like I said, early junior high basketball tournament, always at J. Tuesday will be day 2 of the 7th and 8th grade basketball tournament at J. Game times will be determined based upon Monday's results. Please follow Wardog Athletics on Facebook and Twitter for more information. Wednesday, high school girls basketball scrimmage at Wyandotte at 3:30. And next Thursday will be the last day of the 7th and 8th grade J basketball tournament. And once again, times will be determined depending on Wardog placement on the bracket. So make sure you follow along Wardog Athletics on Facebook and Twitter for more information. Next Saturday, junior high wrestling will be in action for the first time this year, competing in the Columbus tournament starting at 9 a.m. So football is starting to wind down. Basketball is getting ready to kick off, and wrestling kicking off. So, Coach, it just gets a little bit busier for you maybe.
Yeah, I mean, this is that time of the year where between junior high and high school events, it's usually about a 4-night a week. There's something going on. Be good to get a return here. We need to gain some field position.
All right, Wardogs taking about the 10. They're going to go up across the 20, across the 25, up to about the 26, 27-yard line. So not a bad return there for the Wardogs, and they will come out for their 4th possession of the ball game. Wardogs still looking to pick up their first down of the night.
Yeah, both of our high school basketball teams both scrimmage tonight on the road. Girls at Skytook, boys at Berry Hill. It's the girls, I believe, 3rd scrimmage, the boys' 2nd scrimmage. So, yeah, it's starting to fire up. Varsity basketball will start the Tuesday after Thanksgiving break. And as you just said, our junior high teams, 6th grade teams have already played 5 basketball games.
Yep.
7th and 8th grade will get fired up this week. And we're off and running with winter sports.
All right. 1st and 10 for the Wardogs. Ball at their own 27. Wagner leading here early in the second quarter, 21-0. And we have a flag on the play. We're going to have a legal procedure against the Wardogs.
Yeah, kind of got in our stance, kind of popped up real quick, set those shoulders. Not sure what's happening there, but, we need to kind of lock in here. The one thing that we do want to make sure that we don't fall into is, we don't want to limp into the playoffs. You'd like to have some positive going from this game, whatever that may be, to where you can go in on a little bit of a high. So, didn't want to let down tonight. We're going to the playoffs no matter what, so I was hoping we'd come out and just kind of play free and play loose and maybe hit them a couple times. So hopefully we can get something going here. There's a gap.
Yep, and it closes quickly.
Yeah, they just do a good job.
And like you said, from our viewpoint, we can see, boy, there's a hole right there, and it closed. So 1st and 15, the Wardogs pick up maybe 1 or 2 on 1st down. That's Jinx on the run. Tadita has been tough sledding up front tonight for the Wardogs. They've not been able to get the ground game unhitched. And you can attribute that to that Wardog, to that Wagner defense. That front 7 is as tough as we have faced all year long.
Yeah, I mean, they're very comparable to Cushing up front.
Defensively,
They are. There's just not much room there for us up front. They're doing a really good job so far.
2nd down and 13 for the Wardogs. 8:43 left till halftime. There's the bubble pass caught by Walls. He's going to be hit in the backfield and brought down for about a 2-yard loss. So even out there, Wardogs complete a pass, still not positive yardage. It's going to bring up 3rd down and 15 for the Wardogs.
What really sticks out to me when you get into elite teams like the Wagners and Cushings and the Groves of the world, who we've all seen, is just their speed to the ball.
Yes.
There's not one guy that's trying to make a play. You see 4 or 5, and it is an emphasis that they run to the ball, they take it personal, they arrive angry, and it's been a clinic so far on that side of the ball. Let's just call it what it is.
3rd down and 15 for the Wardogs. Jinx takes it, drops straight back, tunnel screen, and he throws it right to him. That's going to be a pick 6 for the Bulldogs. Number 22 stepped right in front. I don't think Carson didn't see him. Wardogs trying to run a tunnel screen to Walls, and they step in front and go the distance for a pick 6. So that's going to make it 27-0 with 7:47 left till halftime.
I'm not sure what happened there because the pole was in my way, but I don't know if we just completely whiffed and that guy on our block there, and he was able to step in front. I mean, it's not like we've shown that play a whole bunch, so I don't think it was heavily scouted. It's not like we tipped that play. So either way, just it's probably the worst start that we could imagine, honestly, against a team that's really, really good.
All right, that makes it 27-0. So Wagner has added a defensive touchdown, and their kicker puts it deeply through the end zone to make it 28-0. Next Friday, October 28th, round 1 of the Class 4A football playoffs for Wardog football. I said we won't probably know till late Saturday, Sunday, where we'll be headed to. Coach, when will we know if we'll be able to broadcast next week? Will this depend on our opponent, or
no? We're in.
Are we good? Okay,
Yeah,
so
we're good. We will. Wardog TV will definitely be wherever we're at.
Okay.
So I can confirm that we got all that through the OSSA today, and there's a fee that we pay and all that stuff. We're going to try to go out and get a sponsor for that. So, which leads me into want to thank the Modoc Nation for sponsoring tonight's Wardog TV live stream and broadcast. Chief Rob Berkeybow and the entire council and all members of the Modoc Nation, we appreciate your support of Wardog football tonight.
All right. 7:47 left till halftime. Wardogs find themselves in the deep hole right here, 28-0. And unfortunately, it's been all Wagner from the onset here tonight. The Wardogs have not came up with really an answer on either side of the ball.
Well, 2 big plays for Wagner has made it feel like it's a lot worse. Oh, tough return there.
Nice catch right there.
But the big pass play, 35, 40-yard pass play on 3rd down, and then obviously the pick six.
Yes.
So, that's where the pick 6 plays and the special teams touchdowns is where you look up and you think, man, how did this get away so fast? So, again, we've said it a couple times. We really just need to kind of set in and kind of get established. You kind of quit looking up at the scoreboard and say, let's find some sort of rhythm so we can go in to the second half here, and in the first half, going into the second half with a little bit of want to here. So.
All right, 1st and 10 for the Wardogs, still looking for their first down, unfortunately. Wardogs will take over at their own 26. Hand the ball up inside. That is Nichols, and he is going to gain about 1 or 2. The Wardogs not getting anybody to the second level blocked at all. Seems like the linebackers are just running free, and they're wreaking havoc so far upon the Wardog offense. Pick up 1 on 1st down. So bring up 2nd down and 9.
I will say this, with the move from Friday night to Thursday night, I mean, the crowd is still fantastic.
Yes.
All the events went off without a hitch. So I know when you do something as big as move a Friday night football game, sometimes that hurts a few things. But I want to appreciate all the Wardog fans for sticking with us and, being able to make this transition to Thursday night so our kids can play in a way better situation than what it would have been, what it's looking like tomorrow night.
Because I'm going to tell you, you don't want to, the way they're talking, you don't want to be sitting here tomorrow night at this time.
It doesn't look good. So
now, for me and you, it wouldn't be that big a deal because
No.
we're sitting inside, but everybody else is not where they would want to be tomorrow night.
That's exactly right. So some of those scores, Coach, that we're watching, Hilldale leads Fort Gibson 7-0 with 9 minutes left in the first quarter. That must have been a 7:30 kickoff. Cushing up 35-0 over Skytook. Cushing's going to finish their season undefeated. Already have locked down the number 1 seed out of our district. And I thought I had one more. Oh, Poto is all over Stillwell, 22-0.
So Poto's taking care of business. Hilldale and then Broken Bow and Ada are not playing till Saturday. That's another key game for District 4, and that's one of the possibilities. That's who will be matched up with, someone from District 4. So 2nd down and 9 for the Wardogs. 7:15 left till halftime. Wardogs looking for any kind of offense right now. Nichols in the backfield with Jinx. Drops back.
Just completely, oh my gosh, it looked like a face mask. Yeah.
And they do have a flag there.
We're going to get a first down based on penalty. I'm not sure he was even blocked.
Coach, he wasn't. He came completely untouched. So a bust somewhere up front. That's not the guy you want to leave untouched.
Yeah, just a great explosive player off the edge and great sportsmanship there, by the way, by that young man. You could tell that obviously that was not his intent, was to grab Carson's face mask and twirl him around. So, we're going to pick up that first down, and we're going to take it because
That's right.
we need something positive to move us. So it is the personal foul version, which we anticipated with the pull. But again,
Yeah, he was in Jink's face before. He was almost there before the ball was.
Yeah.
All right, so Wardogs do pick up a first down via the penalty. Said it will be a first down because it was a personal foul. Is it not?
They called it. That's not be automatic.
All right, so they're going to call it 2nd down and 3. Second down and 3.
What's crazy, though, Coach, is it was 2nd and 9. Oh, I mean, there's just we are just – I mean, I look up and I see 4 Wagner people in the backfield, and I see 3 or 4 gray jerseys, on knees, you know what I mean? So we're just kind of losing the battle up front right now. We need to settle in and try to pick up some things here.
All right, so a loss of 2 on second down. Going to bring up 3rd down and 4 for the Wardogs. Ball at their own 33-yard line. Second quarter has kind of come to a halt. Seemed like time-wise.
Yeah. Again, I don't like to go back, but I'm really confused on the personal foul face mask.
Yes, I was as well.
It was 2nd and 9, and somehow that's not a first down. They literally marked that off from the spot. Oh, we got a bad snap.
Jinx is going to be 8 alive up inside, so Wardogs lose more yardage. Bring up 4th down and 5. So Wardogs did have 2nd and 3, but 2 consecutive plays end up in negative yards. Wardogs going to have to send the punt team out.
Yeah, I mean, I know people's like, you're down 28-0. We got to keep it. You got to punt in this situation.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you don't. It's already to that point where you're not feeling great about it. You just don't want to open up the floodgates way too early. So at least try to find some field position here. Maybe they muff a punt. Maybe we get a good kick and they turn it over down there.
All right, 4th and 4. Davis on for the kick. There's a good snap and kick. It's going to be caught about the 29-yard line. He's going to split a couple Wardog tacklers, and he's going to cross the 40 up to about the 41. All right, so the Wardog defense will come out for another possession. Wagner leading here 28-0. So we want to thank so much tonight for our game day sponsor, the Modoc Nation. We'll be visiting with Chief Berkebile later. Is that right, Coach?
That's exactly
yes,
right. Third quarter. Yeah,
Third
excited
quarter.
about that.
Yes,
yeah.
So
former Wardog,
yes,
2004 alumnus, I believe.
Yes, Chief Berkebile, 2004 graduate of Miami High School. We'll be talking to him and talking about some of the.
Yeah, here sorry to interrupt you. We've went to this bracket coverage on number 1 over here. You see this? We're going to try to collision, and then that's a pretty good job by Alfred. Going to make a play. Yeah,
and we still having trouble tackling.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you there, Coach. I know you're talking about Chief Berkebile there, but I was just kind of watching that as it happened. We've
took our defensive end all the way out to a corner.
That's exactly right. We put him out there, and we're going to say we're going to collision you, and then we're going to hold you over with a corner over here, so you're not going to beat us down the field there. So kind of maybe forcing them to kind of run the ball a little bit, which is, they can do, and they can do it well, but it's not what they want to do. They like to sling it around a little bit.
All right, 7 gained on first down. Let's bring up 2nd down and 3 for Wagner. Ball just across the 50 on their side.
Whoa,
We're going to have a illegal procedure. Number 1 took off a little bit early right there.
Felt like they both did almost, 1 and 20.
Yeah, so we're going to back them up 5. So we're going to bring up 2nd down and 8. Once again, we want to thank all of our student production team here tonight. They've been with us all year long. Kiara Richards, Ava Huff, Rylan Stewart, and Blake Frazier taking part as they do the hard work of the Wardog TV. Thank them for all the things they do and being able to bring you these broadcasts every Friday night throughout the Wardog season. Of course, special thanks to Director of Communications, David Frazier, who's the executive producer and the mastermind in all of these Wardog TV events. 2nd down and 8 for the Bulldogs. Quarterback takes it. He's going to drop back. There's the hitch. And
well, he almost came up with that. I thought that he was no chance. He's just so long. I mean, that ball was underthrown 2 yards, and he about came back and made a one-handed stab there.
That's one of the few incompletions we've had tonight so far out of Wagner. The quarterback does a good job throwing the ball. It helps when you got really tall, long receivers with good hands, good speed. It makes it hard on the defense. All right, big play right here. 3rd down and 8. Wardogs would like to get off the field and get a stop here. Satterwhite back out. Wardogs now running a 3-man down line.
Last time they did this, they went one-on-one with number 1. So,
all right, there is a little spot pass out there, and he's goodness, Wardogs have got to tackle. He's going to go the distance. That's going to be a 57-yard touchdown pass. That's just a little spot pass right there, and I thought we had him tackled in the backfield, and he breaks free, and he goes 57 yards for another touchdown.
It looks like there's a flag somewhere though, because
they're walking back.
They're not real excited over there. So, but yeah, I mean, I felt I'm the same way, Coach. I know that's over on the other side of the field, but I felt like we had that, bottled up. I was waiting for somebody to push him out of bounds for about a 2 or 3 yard gain. Now he can go a little bit.
Yes.
I mean, he took off and he can run, but we obviously caught a break there. From the spot, it's still going to give them a short gain on the field on the play.
3rd and 3. Coach, I'm not sure if it's the hangover from last week, convincing or, make sure we had guaranteeing the winning season, guaranteeing the playoff. But we just seemed a little flat even from the onset tonight.
I completely agree. Typically, you could go into excuse-making mode. We moved it to Thursday. Man, I mean, that doesn't mean anything. I mean, they were, if anybody was affected by that, it's more Wagner than anybody because they had to travel and, things like that. But, you're right. It's just, you got to be ready to play all the time. And right now, we just don't look like we showed up ready to play tonight.
We like I said, we try to be honest right here.
Yeah, we do, and we will. And, we love our kids, and obviously we've done something with this football program that hadn't been done in 14 years, and we're excited as heck to move into the playoffs next week. But at the same time, you want to treat every week the exact same. You're looking for consistency. Quick quarterback sneak here. No, they went power.
Power out of the wishbone look over the right side.
Get the ball out.
That's going to go across the 50, across down to the 45, down to the 46.
So yeah, I mean, I think that the speech at halftime, regardless of what the score is going to be here, is going to be, okay, reset button. We need to come out in the second half and play 2 good quarters of football so we can get a little bit of momentum going into next week. So what I'd like to see us do here is try to find a stop defensively. They may kickstart that as we go into half. As we get down below 3 minutes here, Wagner has all 3 timeouts. We're down to 2, but a stop here I think would go a long way, Coach, for the psyche at halftime.
Yeah, 3 minutes left till halftime. Wardogs down 28-0. Wagner in an empty backfield. Quarterback drops back.
Boy, I thought we got
throw it across the middle, and it is caught across the 35 down to the 36. About 33-yard line, excuse me. That's going to pick up a first down, gain of about 11.
That was number 11, Logan Sumapong there, another sophomore with one of the better open field tackles we've seen in the first half. So, again, you just live with that. They're a really, really good football team. I mean, they're ranked in the top 10 for a reason. You want to limit explosive plays, and there's been 2 explosive plays hit. And, if you don't have those and you make them work, maybe it's a 21-0 game.
Yeah.
And now one score kind of keeps you in the game, but just got to limit that, Coach. You got to make sure that we keep those plays minimized.
All right, 2:27. Ball's handed around the right side. Wardogs there stringing out.
Good.
There's a good play right there.
There's a good play right there.
All right, that's one of the best plays of the night.
That's David Homer, number 16.
Coming up from the safety position, and he runs that lane. And it's going to pick up about 2 or 3 on the play.
Yeah, that was a really nice job there by David running the alley from that safety position and stepping up there and making a really nice tackle.
And Coach, I know as the game progresses here, where do you get to the point that, hey, we want to come out, we want to get something positive, and then also on the other hand, we want to protect and not worry about injuries. That's kind of that's a tough question right there.
And Coach, both teams are going to have to consider that. I mean, that's not in, and I don't think that has to do with the score necessarily. I think it's on the minds of everyone. Wagner needed to win to guarantee the 2 seed. I think that ball was tipped a little bit that maybe made that catch a little bit more difficult, but a pretty good job there by Xander Clark, it looked like. So they do need to win, and I think, strategy gets difficult in these because, if they go in, with the 4 touchdown lead, if it stays the way it is now, it's like, do we play them through the third quarter so we keep a good rhythm? I mean, Wagner, if you're Wagner right now, you're really pleased where you're at.
You've
really come in, you've really dominated defensively, you got some efficient offense, you've overcome some holding penalties, so you're playing pretty well. You want to keep that going in, again, leading toward next week, but it'll be interesting to see how both coaches play this in the second half.
All right, 3rd down, quarterback drops back. He's got a guy over the middle, and he overthrows him just a step. And we're going to have a penalty in the backfield, which possibly could be a late hit on the Wardogs. Late hit or a hold.
I think this is roughing the passer on 77.
It's going to be late. It's going to be a
Oh.
Nope, it's going to be a
He
hold.
called the hold. Okay.
All right.
Boy, he threw it right at his feet.
I thought we was going to have a roughing the passer on Julio Valenzuela.
Yeah, what was Yeah, sorry, Coach. What was crazy there is that's where he threw it when Julio was laying on top of the quarterback. So that's why I assumed it may have been there. But
So it might have been the hold on the other guy that he didn't get to the quarterback because they held him. So.
yeah. Well, and then right here, it's tough. They declined the penalty.
So it's fourth and 7
It's
now.
4th and 7, or do you take 3rd and 17? Well, unfortunately, they have proven that they can hit big plays after holds. So I'm okay with them declining the penalty here and going with 4th and long. What do you think?
Yeah, I think so. 1:28 left till halftime. So, like I said, they're good enough. They can score, as we have seen already tonight, from anywhere on the field. So let's take our chance with one play as opposed to two. I want to just give a real quick shout out once again to the football seniors who have lived through some rough times.
Yeah.
And, they're the ones that, and this is, like we said, first winning season since 2008, first playoff appearance since 2008. And these seniors have played a vital role in that. And the Wardogs are a young football team.
They are.
They are a really young football team. And so you really got to think the best, is ahead, and the future is bright. But our football seniors, Alfred Bailey, Brian Cox, Carter Dixon, Carson Jinks, Josh Krieger, Carter McKibben, Eric McKibben, Drake North, and Julio Valenzuela. So we're going to tip our hat to those 8, 9 seniors there and thank them for everything they've done for this Wardog football program. And I know as they had senior night before and they were, recognizing them, a lot of them said, the thing they were most excited about is playoffs this year, winning season, and we're going to the playoffs.
Well, and what's really cool to take it a step further for that group of kids, and a lot of them have been playing together since 2nd, 3rd, 4th grade little guy ball. They've never won more than 3 games in a season at any level of football. So what a big turnaround for that group.
All right, 4th down and 7. Wardogs desperately need a stop here. Quarterback takes it, drops straight back. And we're going to have another whistle. I think we're going to have another legal procedure. I think, once again, the receivers on our sidelines
took off a little early.
A little bit early right there. All right, that's going to make it 4th down and 12. 1:27 left till halftime. It's been all Wagner here tonight. We knew this would be a tough ball game. Wagner came in ranked number 4. Team with a lot of tradition since 2011, 5 state championships.
Yeah, a stop here on this down would go a long way.
Long way.
It would go a long way. I'd love to see some really good pressure on the quarterback and see if we can make a play here and get off the field.
All right, Wagner's going to take a timeout here, so play kind of slowing down here. Wagner's going to take a timeout. That's their first one, I believe, of the half. They still have 2 remaining. 1:27 left in the second quarter. Congratulations to all of our seniors, football, cheer, dance, band, color guard. They were honored before the game on the field tonight, so it's quite a memory for them. I know as a parent, it's quite a memory as you walk that son or daughter across that field.
Yeah, it's just really neat. It may seem, small, being out on that field and taking a couple steps forward, having a small bio, but I promise you it's something that they'll never going to forget.
Wagner offense coming back out on the field. They have 2 timeouts remaining. Wagner has 1 timeout, excuse me. That is their second one of the half. 4th down and 12 for the Bulldogs. Wardogs desperately need a stop here. Wardogs once again going to bracket number 7, put 2 people over him.
Need a play here. Come on.
Quarterback drops back under pressure.
Yeah, Julio got held again.
We're going to have another hold.
Need a stop here, though,
we
so we don't have to worry about it.
here.
Yeah, that's coming back.
We're going to have to run another play. Quarterback's going to, he's hit hard.
Yeah, it was Reese that came back. But, yeah, Julio is winning up front. I mean, that was an obvious hold.
It's about the 4th or 5th hold on the Wagner offensive line. Like you said, a lot of times we're just rushing 3 at times.
Again, now, I'll say now we bailed out because of that call, but, boy, just the tackling has just not been very good.
Yeah, because we tackle right there. He comes up short of the 4th down. And
yeah,
we decline the penalty.
That penalty, and we get some decent field position.
We get a stop. So
not that we've, that we're lighting the world on fire offensively up to this point, but at least again, just the momentum piece. So, again, now it's 4th and forever. So, I mean, I anticipate the 3-man rush here, drop 8. You know, if you're, again, the old DB coach in me, if my corners are playing 12 yards off, my safeties now are 18 off, I'm going to pedal. I'm going to keep it. I'm going to let them catch the in front. You know what I mean? You just got to break down and tackle, which we haven't done a good job of, but hopefully we can get off the field here.
1:12 left till halftime. 4th and now 27.
I'm surprised they're not punting.
According to the scoreboard.
I'm being honest with you. I'm really surprised they're not punting the football.
They're going to run a little screen over here, and we're finally going to get off the field.
We're getting great field position out of this deal.
Well, 1:05 left till halftime. Wardogs will take over almost near midfield, so let's look for the Wardogs to try to put some points on the board right here before half.
Coach, I'm really surprised that they didn't punt.
I am too.
I'm just being honest with you. That's crazy to me because, I mean, I know if you're on that sideline, you're thinking we got complete control of this football game. They haven't got a first down.
But, you know, one of their goals coming in, we're going to shut them out. You know it is.
But, I mean, you know, I don't want to give anybody midfield.
That's what I'm saying.
With 2 timeouts, I mean, you get 1 first down, you never know. And we've, you know, between Carson, Hunter, Seth, Garrett, Braylon, Eric McKibben, we got plenty of guys that they just need 1 snap, and they've shown that they can make a play.
All
so
right.
maybe we take advantage here.
Wardogs will take over. 1st and 10 right at the 50. We're going to get an offsides.
You know, we do that every now and again. It's amazing.
Every now and again, 2 or 3 times a quarter, it seems like. So let's move it up 5. Yeah, I mean, you know, coming in, like I said, they've thrown 3 or 4 shutouts tonight. I mean, this year.
Oh, yeah.
And you know they got to be thinking, hey, we want another shutout. Those are hard to do, and they've done 3 of them. So that's why I'm thinking I would never give somebody the ball at midfield, you know, regardless of how much you're up at this point. So Wardogs now 1st and 5. Wardogs have trips to the right, 1 receiver to the left. They're going to hand up. Jinx is going to keep it up inside.
Best run of the night.
And he's going to get at least 5 or 6, and he's going to pick up the first down.
Yep, that's our first one. That was a good play there.
Yeah, so clock is running where it should. No, he's already wound it. All right, inside the 40, it's called the 39. Wardogs with the ball. Wardogs trying to put some points on the board right before half. Wardogs wasting a little bit of time here. Jinx gets it. He's going to drop straight back, throwing it up, and he's going to overthrow it. Pretty good coverage right there. Nobody really was open downfield at all. He didn't have a lot of time to throw that either. Which I'm not sure if number 1 is lining up so far wide on the defensive end.
It's a wide 9, and I honestly think I like how they use him because his length, you know, with him being that wide 9 technique, he could take 1 step forward and take 2 steps back, and he's in the flat. You know what I mean? I think that's why they do that because they can play some games with him. But, boy, you talk about just a good-looking, long athlete.
What I know is on snap of the ball, he's deep in the backfield, especially on passing situations.
Got him at 6'6", 6'6", 205.
All right, Wardog's going to take a timeout here with 32 seconds left till halftime. Wardog's trying to put some points on the board before we go to the half. Wagner leading here 28-0.
Well, it'd be nice to get a score real quick, wouldn't
definitely
it?
so.
It'd be nice. We got the stop, you know, now to get a score, and then now you say, okay, the last 2 possessions, we've done some nice things, and let's build on that. Again, want to remind everybody, Wardog TV will stay live with the on-field stuff at halftime. We're going to honor, you'll see the Lady Wardog softball team come out. Coach, we're going to give them a nice football home field shout out. I know that we've talked about them a ton, and rightfully so, with, you know, state semifinalists, final ranking of number 6 in the state. You know, 8 different all district selections, 3 players of the year, Lauren Strack 2-time district coach of the year, regional coach of the year, and then Brooke Bayshore being all region. So you're gonna see the Lady Wardog softball team come out at the start of half, and we're gonna give them a public recognition, and then you're gonna see the Miamiettes, the Miami Cheer team, and the Wardog band at halftime. We'll keep that live here with you, and then we will be back just a little bit for the 3rd quarter with Modoc Nation Tribe Chief Rob Berkeybow, and we're excited to have Rob. We'll have a little fun with Rob. Got some fun facts and some things we're going to talk about and what they're doing. Screen.
All right, Jinx is running.
Yeah,
for his life.
Yeah, the problem with it now, when he got to that point, he couldn't. Wagner did a good job there of holding Carson up on the sideline. Wagner did a good job there of covering the screen. Carson did a good job of knowing I can't throw this ball downfield now, because at that point his offensive linemen have already taken off, and if he throws that ball, we're going to get an illegal man downfield penalty there. So Carson did a pretty good job of making something out of nothing there.
All right. That'll make it 3rd down and 8. 22 seconds till halftime. Some scores from District 4. Hilldale 14, Fort Gibson 7.
That's a little bit closer than what I anticipated.
And, Fort Gibson's had a tough season. They come in 1 and 8. All right, Jinks takes the ball. He's rolling to his left, under pressure again, and it is going to be picked. That is number 1. Luckily, we're going to be able to knock him out of bounds with 15 seconds left. So,
Coach, I think we may have a pass interference here. I really do. It looked like Garrett Walls really got grabbed and pulled.
We have 2 flags on the backfield.
Yeah.
One at the 15, 25, one at the 20.
And we just talked about that with number 1. That's what they did. Right there, they dropped him, and that length, Carson thinks I've got the window there, and you don't coach 6'6" with length, and he just he's an outstanding player.
Well,
he's really he popped on film when you watch him on film, and he looks even better and plays even better in person.
Yes. All right, let's see where we're going to get the call here. We are going to get a pass interference against Wagner. That should bring up automatic 1st down. 15 seconds left till half. Coach, at what point do you consider here kicking a field goal just to get some points on the board?
What I like here with the timeout, I want to try to get 2 plays in, but I am getting points. But I do want to try to score here.
Yes.
Because obviously in high school football, the clock stops after a 1st down, and I have the timeout. I'm going to work the whole field here, Coach, try to get 10 or 15 more yards, and probably take a shot to the end zone and then kick it at that point.
All right, they're going to hand up inside to Davis. He's going to go across the 20 down to about the 16-yard line.
So I think that he's going for the field goal now. So he's going to call the timeout with 3 seconds left, and he's going to kick it.
And that's just what we talked about here. So Wardogs will take their final timeout. Shane Douthit will come out and attempt a field goal.
Timeout, Miami.
Ball is sitting right at the 17-yard line, so it's going to be roughly a 34-yard field goal if my math skills are working right.
Yeah, I mean, where'd you say the ball was?
They have 18.
So if it's at the 18, you're 35
35
yards.
Yeah. So I said 17. They put it back there. So
7-yard snap.
Yep, 7-yard snap.
Add 10.
Add 10.
That's
so
right, yeah.
Even though a history teacher like me can add those numbers up. I had to have a pencil, but I still did them.
Yeah.
All right. So all in force have been all Wagner here in the first half, and they have been everything as advertised. Yeah. And we knew coming in they were an outstanding football team, and credit to them. Their coaches had them ready, even though they did not win the district as they were favored. They're going to end up finishing second.
I can say that we have 29 yards of offense.
Been a tough row so far for the Wardogs tonight on the offensive side, on both sides of the ball. Anytime you play someone the caliber of Cushing, Wagner, Grove, those guys, it can be a tough night for you. All right, Douthit on for the field goal. The Wardogs try to get some points here on the board.
Look at the length here, see if they come up the middle and try to get up. Shane's going to have to get this ball up in a
There's
hurry.
the snap, the hold, and it is blocked.
Got to be careful. They can return this.
And
got to fetch him, Chris. Got to fetch him, Chris.
They're
Watch the
trying
block
to
in the
catch him
back.
from behind.
That's
and
a
they will
great
catch
effort
him.
by Chris Kelly.
All right, so the Wardog field goal was blocked, and good effort there. Chris Kelly chased him down from behind, and they finally caught up with him to about the 15. So, Coach Davis, that brings the first half to an end. Like I said, we're going to stay live here with you, and we're going to have performance by the Miami High School Marching Band. We're going to honor the Lady Wardogs softball team.
Who's taking the field right now in their state shirts. So, really excited to be able to do this for these young ladies. What a great ride.
And Lady Wardogs advanced all the way to the semifinals, Class 4A, where they lost a heartbreaker in 12 innings, went to the 12th inning 0-0. So congratulations to Lauren Strack and her staff and all the young ladies, as they had one of the best seasons in Wardog softball history.
Yep. Great job by Lauren Strack, head coach Lauren Strack, assistant coach Eric Iverson. We have the most overqualified assistant coach in the state, by the way. But what a run by this team right here. Incredibly proud of these girls. So,
all right, congratulations to them. We'll be back with you in a few minutes through the second half. Like I said, we'll be bringing you the Wardog Marching Band. The Miamiettes will all be so performing, and we'll be back in about 20 minutes for the second half of action.
Pilkington was the district co-offensive player of the year. Faith Lemons was the district defensive player of the year. Sophomore shortstop Sidney Forrester was named the district overall player of the year. And senior outfielder Brooke Bayshore was named to the all-region team. Head coach Lauren Strack was named the district and regional coach of the year. Help us congratulate the 2020 regional champions and state semifinalist Lady Wardogs softball team on an outstanding season. Please welcome to the field the Miami High School dance team. Now please welcome to the field the Miami High School cheer squad. ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the field the Miami High School Wardog Band. The band is under the direction of drum majors Anthony Rosado and Lindy Stevenson. Tonight's halftime show will be the final performance of the games. Wardog Band has had a very successful marching season. Please congratulate them on their season. It's been yet another season of excellence and made tons of memories for all participants. Wardog Band would like to thank the parents, band boosters, donors, school administration, school board, and community for its continued support. The band cannot do what they do without the support that they are given. So thank you from the bottom of their hearts. Drum major, is your band ready? Tonight we continue a tradition with the Miami High School Wardogs band. Seniors who perform their last performance will leave their shoes on the field. This gesture represents the completion of a job well done. The leaving of their shoes symbolizes the beginning of their next life chapter and a legacy that will forever be part of Wardog band tradition. We thank each senior for their commitment and leadership and wish you all the best. Never forget, Eyes with Pride. Now it's time for the Family Dental Associates field goal kick. Let's make some noise. I believe that's Blaze Riley. Blaze is going to have a shot to win $100 for himself and the school of his choice. Let's cheer him on, Wardog Nation. Let's give him a round of applause.
Imagine being more than just a number. Imagine being surrounded by people whose greatest desire is to see you succeed. Imagine being the first one in your family to get a college degree. The experiences you gain in college set the course for your entire future. And at NEO, we are passionate about preparing you well. Even if you don't know where you'll end up, you'll always be glad you started here. Visit gogo.neo.edu to get started today.
Lessons are learned here. Traditions are honored here. Memories are made here. Pride is instilled here. We are Miami Public Schools.
Just for a second.
All right, welcome back to the second half here at Robertson Field. We are at halftime, and unfortunately, Wardogs on the short end of a 28-0 lead here to the number 4 ranked Wagoner Bulldogs. It's been a tough sled for the Wardogs so far tonight. Wagner comes in ranked number 4 with an outstanding defense, and that's definitely what stood out tonight about them is their defense. The Wardogs have not been able to gain a lot of ground tonight via the run or the pass. So
yeah, they've been as good as advertised. I mean,
definitely
we knew watching on film and coming into the game that they were legit up front. Front seven has really come to play, but, you know, we got to stop there late in the second quarter. Had a chance to put some points on the board there late. That would have given us some nice momentum. Unfortunately, we do get to kick it right back to them. They're going to get the ball to start the second half.
Right. We want to shout out tonight. We have a sponsor tonight's game. Tonight's broadcast is sponsored by the Bodog Nation, and we're going to be joined here, and we are joined here tonight by the Chief, Rob Birkenbile. Chief, so glad to have you with us here tonight.
Hey, thank you for having me. It's a pleasure.
The Modoc Nation is a federally recognized Native American tribe under the leadership of Chief Rob Berkebile and elected council. Some of the Modoc Nation businesses include the Stables Casino, Red Cedar, Bison Range, Craven Media, and the Modoc Market. Some fun facts. Chief, you're an old Wardog here, 2004 graduate of Miami High School.
That's right. I've been here a long time.
So glad to have you here, and I know, of course, all of us, I've been here a long time, too.
Yeah, yeah, it's crazy how these things kind of come full circle. I bet if you ask, before he was chief, if you asked old Robbie Berkebile back in '02 if he would be right back here 20 years later, on Wardog TV, he'd probably have a different story. So,
well, I would definitely be here. Otherwise, I would be down there on the stand on the sidelines listening to the band play Angels in the Outfield.
Yeah, there
I
you
missed
go.
that one.
That's good stuff. Yeah. Well, a couple of things here. We're gonna have a little fun with Chief Berkebile while we're here. So, a couple of things here. And Pax, I don't know if you know the answer to this. And I'm not gonna make Chief because he knows. Everybody knows the Stables Casino, right? Anybody? And I'm gonna obviously we don't have audience feedback, but I'm gonna give him 2 seconds. When do you think the Stables Casino opened?
Oh,
So all my audience right now, we usually have about 1,200 listens. When did the Stables Casino open for business? And the only person we're going to put pressure on here is Coach Paxson. So you want to take a stab at this?
I'm going to say.
By the way, one of the many Modoc businesses, but probably the most well known for obvious.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I'm going to say 1995.
That's pretty close. 1998.
All right.
1998. So.
Well, I was trying to think, and I know my first year when I came back to Miami High School, that was my first year back in Miami, and I know that it was right around that time period. So I can remember when it opened and when it was being built, and people said, "What's that building?"
Yeah.
And when they said, and it was, if I remember right, that was the first casino, I believe, in the area.
Yes, sir.
And the idea that we had casinos in Miami, people it did because I grew up here in Miami as well, and I'm old now. But we didn't have that kind of, we didn't have casinos and that kind of entertainment.
Yeah.
So, and of course now there's a lot of them. But yeah, so I can remember that being built and the location there.
The thing that I think's neat about that, that's built in 1998. I believe Chief Follis, who was the tribal chief, and you think about that. Chief Rob Berkebile was a sixth grader, maybe.
6th or 7th grade,
and
I was way back there.
And then the funny, back then you had no clue.
No,
you know what
they
I'm
wouldn't
saying?
even let me in.
Yeah, it's just a crazy thing now how that comes around. But I thought that was interesting. 1998. I would have guessed probably the mid 90s as well. I felt like it's been there a lot longer than it has, but still relatively a new business, but a great business. And I've got down our notes here. They have a wonderful restaurant called the Winter Circle. And what's the note on the Winter Circle, Coach Max?
That the chicken parmesan is the best in the state of Oklahoma. Am I close with that? According to Coach Davis, the best chicken parmesan anywhere.
Coach Davis is not wrong. It is the best in the state. I will give him that.
Yeah, I tell you, and I'm not a real smart guy in a lot of areas. Give me in a ball field and a picnic, I'm pretty good. So I'm telling you, if you have not had the chicken parm at the Winter Circle inside the Stables Casino, you are missing out, and you need to go get it. It's worth every penny.
All right. Chief, if you would talk to us a little bit about the mission of the Modoc tribe and where you as a chief envision the future of your tribe, and what do you guys have, look into the future, and what are some of your great plans?
Some of the plans that we have are to really put more into our Modoc market. What we want to do is be able to sell food, fresh produce, locally grown, locally produced to our community. Besides this, the Stables is always going to be there, but one of our big initiatives is food and food sovereignty for tribal members and the community.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people don't know, Pax, about the bison range. We're talking 600 acres of bison range and 200, head of bison at one time. And, the only meat that I've ever had is a bison burger.
Yeah.
But when you go on the website and you click on it, there is a slew of produce that Chief was just talking about that they offer.
Yeah, so we have more than 200. We have about 450 right now.
Oh, wow.
And we do roast, steaks, all the different cuts that you would have just like beef, but it's better for you. It's healthier.
Yeah, I was reading about that, and it just kind of blew my mind. Coach, did you know about that? The
I
bison
did not.
range
I did not.
Yeah, crazy deal. Just one of the the businesses. And big play there, big hit, balls up. I think they called that a fumble right there.
Yeah, they were. They did not. Oh, now they're going to say incomplete pass.
Yeah,
So
good play there.
We are
So-
back to action here. We're talking with Wardog Tribe Chief Berkey Bile right here. And like I said, action has picked back up, and we'll continue to work away right here. It's going to bring up third down and really long for the Bulldogs. So I know you said your main business is not say the main, one of the big businesses is the casino, and that's what everyone recognizes the
Sure.
name. But I'm going to just kind of mention some of the other businesses and tell us a little bit what they are. Like your Red Cedar. What can you tell us what that is?
Oh, Red Cedar, yeah, that's our hometown recycling place.
Okay.
We take cardboard, aluminum, plastics, tin cans, all different materials. Plus, we have a shredding business on top of that, and that's mostly that's more of a community service than a business.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, Miami Public Schools has used Red Cedar for the recycling. Superintendent Nick Heisman told me today, he said, when I was in school, and I know that they handle all of our shredding as well. So it's just crazy. You see these trucks come by, you see the logos, and a lot of people may not even have any clue that is part of the Modoc tribe and the Modoc Nation and part of the businesses. So.
And then, excuse me, the Modoc Market. Tell us about that.
Yeah, kind of touched on that a little bit, but that was really neat. I mean, it's not just the bison products. There's several items often through the Modoc Market.
But yes, you're right. So it's out on Highway 10. Bison is obviously our big seller, but
Sure.
also candles, chocolates, apparel, jewelry, just different things that are either locally owned, locally sourced, or Native American sourced. So
Very cool.
Those are our people.
Yeah, very cool. And then something else, Chief, that I actually knew about, but the Modoc tribe originated around the California area.
Yes.
What I actually found really interesting is how much there's still some ties to California. I noticed in one of your statements online that, that's a big deal to you, is to build that. You want to talk about that a little bit?
Oh, sure,
and kinda
yeah.
how that works?
So we were moved here from California in that way, but a lot of descendants moved back to Oregon, California area, Northern California, and we recently purchased some acreage out there for two reasons. One, to help with land restoration,
Okay.
and also we'd like to bring bison back out there because originally bison did migrate that far over there, and we're trying to just reintroduce that animal back to the area.
How is the Modoc? Is there still Modoc tribe members? Is it a heavy presence out there still, or
There's a pretty good, I would say about 1/3 of Modoc
Okay.
members,
Wow.
enrolled Modoc members, are in that area.
are in
yes.
that area? Very interesting. Yeah.
Coach, Rob, let's talk a little bit about your backpack program. Modoc Nation has chosen to sponsor Wilson Early Childhood Center for the school year, and kind of just a little information here. Through the backpack program, children receive a sack full of friendly, non-perishable food on Fridays to sustain them over the weekends and school holidays. So talk to us a little bit about that and how that came about.
That came about from a friend of mine. She mentioned that there's a lot of kids that go home and they are hungry over the weekend, and they need a little bit of help.
Yeah.
And as citizens of the community and Native American citizens, we want to help them out. So that was our plan. Was let's fill these up with as much stuff as we can that will help to at least get them through the week until they can come back on Monday.
So what an outstanding program. And like I said, we've been in education for years, and we know that, when kids, one of the reasons kids love to come to school is it's a safe place, there's food, it's warm, and sometimes they go to homes that aren't that way. And so you're just, taking care of those kids on the weekend a little bit. That's quite an outstanding program right there.
Well, thank you.
Chief, what about any staff members? I know, typically tribes have, a pretty good board. I mean, is there anybody local that you'd like to kind of give a shout out to that kind of helps you along? I know we all have those people that man, if I didn't have this person, I'd be in trouble Monday through Friday. So it's hard to ask. It's a hard question because you don't want to leave somebody out. But you might want to talk about your staff there and kind of your day-to-day.
Oh, my day, I would love to give a shout out to a lot of our staff. They live in Miami. They live in the area. They are here doing the grind day to day. Our board members, some of them don't live too close, but they still help participate in it. And so I would like to give them a shout, especially our staff. The people that are doing the heavy lifting throughout the week.
Yeah, and I know that Sarah Moore is
Yes.
a lot of correspondence with her, and She's been great. So, Sarah, if you're listening, thank you for everything you've done to kind of help.
Sarah, thank you.
Yeah, me and Chief to get to this point. So, it's one of those deals where the Modoc Nation, we're fortunate here at Miami Public Schools. The Modoc Nation is one of many support groups that we have, but we don't ever want to take that for granted. Does that make sense? I mean, this is not just a sponsorship deal. We want this to be a relational deal that continues, past Chad Davis and Chief Berkebile. We want it to continue to grow on. And, the backpack program is how you do that. That reach goes further, probably, Chief, than what we even know, how much that really impacts, a lot of our students. So that is a huge, huge deal that you guys support there, and we can't thank you enough from the school to help take care of our kids, because that's why we're in it.
Well, thank you. Yeah. I agree. I think that's why we all should be in it. It's not about us. It's about the next generation and the generation after that. And we are not. I got to give another shout out. I forgot them.
Sure.
The other tribes in the area also help do a lot of good things.
Absolutely.
And I think the more you put all of our heads together and all of these things, resources together, the better it is for all of us in this community.
Yeah, I mean, 9 tribes, right, represented here in Miami. And when you look down at the demographics of the school, every tribe is represented inside of our school district in grades, pre-K all the way through senior. And that's a very, very unique thing that we're able to work through here in the community. And you're right. I mean, all the tribes are fantastic. And, again, we can't thank you enough for, jumping on board. The first inaugural sponsor of Wardog TV is the Modoc Nation.
Oh my gosh.
So, this is something that, this broadcast we ended up, it was a big dream for us. And we've been playing some pretty good football this second half, and they're going to end up popping one here.
Unfortunately, they're going to go 68 yards for a touchdown right there.
We've been playing some pretty good ball as we've been talking through here with Chief, and kind of got some stuff going offensively, but they popped one there on us. But no, this is a really big deal, and we want this to be able to continue with other sponsorships. We're going to move into the playoffs next week and have somebody else. But, this is kind of what we envisioned Wardog TV to be able to come, to be able to bring in, businesses like yourself, and to be able to talk about, the various things that you guys are able to help. And it's not just Miami Public Schools. It's the Miami community as a whole. You see your logo and your support reaches various areas, around our community. So this is a big deal for us. I don't want you to feel like, we take this for granted, because we really don't. So this is a big deal. So we really appreciate your support.
I'm happy to partner with you guys, as an alumni of the school and a member of the community. I think what you guys do is great, and I appreciate you letting me come on and speak to the few things I got to speak to.
Yeah, and one last thing I'd like for you, when you think back of those Miami days, is there a teacher that really impacted you, or maybe it was a coach, or is there something like that you –
What was that guy's name? He used to be an offensive lineman coach back in the early 2000s.
Yeah.
And he was – what did you teach? Was it geography or civics?
History,
History, all right,
Yeah.
He was skinnier and had hair back then.
Partying shots.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, but no, like I said, that's what makes this really cool, is that you're still – this is home.
Yes.
And for you to be able to do this and represent the Modoc Nation as their tribal chief, and to do it in your own backyard, that's got to be pretty special for you.
Hey, I got a lot from this place, and I want to give as much back, if not more.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, Pax, anything else for Chief Berkebile?
No.
We know we want him to enjoy the game up in the suites, and he's living large up there with some questionable people. I was up there reading.
No, we just so appreciate you and so enjoyed visiting with you tonight and seeing you here. It's been a few years since we saw. Good to see you,
Yes, good seeing
and
you.
Appreciate everything that you and the tribe does for the school, for the, like I said, Coach said, for the whole community. And you guys certainly make a big impact on people's lives.
Well, I appreciate it. That's what we're here to do.
Yeah, love to have you, Chief. Well, I'm going to sign off real quick and get Chief back up, and I'll be back to join you here, okay?
All right. So back to action here for the Wardogs. It's been so great to be able to visit with Chief Berkebile tonight of the Modoc Nation. Thank them for sponsoring tonight's game for Wardog TV. And I'm happy to visit and share some of the great things that the Modoc Nation does for our schools and for the local community. 6:54 left in the third quarter. As we were talking to the coach there, unfortunately, Wagner did pop a big run there of almost 68 yards for a touchdown. And they extend their lead to 35-0 over the Wardogs. And said it's just been tough sledding tonight for the Wardogs.
Yeah, and that's why. I mentioned that. I know that when we have guests on, that that kind of ends up kind of dominating the conversation over football, even though obviously our viewers can see everything live, and we don't kind of talk through it. But we kind of came out and had done some nice things defensively. We forced a punt, got a couple of plays offensively that hit just like that. I mean, here we go, 2nd and short, and that's kind of where you like to be. And, but unfortunately just some tackling in space again, Coach, allowed to pop, and they can run. I mean, that kid for sure can really run, and gave up a big one there.
All right, we're about halfway through the third quarter already.
That's crazy.
Rapidly moving third quarter here. Ball handed up inside to, I believe that's Davis. And he is hit in the backfield and brought down. Like I said, not a lot of running room for the Wardogs tonight. And we knew it was going to be tough against this outstanding Wagner defense. We're going to bring up 3rd down and about 4 or 5 for the Wardogs. Said under 6 minutes left in the third quarter. And we get to the point, and we talked a little bit in the first half, Coach, at what point do you start, playing some of your reserves? Wagner unfortunately has this game pretty well in hand here. Yeah. And you've got to look to the playoffs, and you got to make sure that you want to go in healthy. And for the 3rd or 4th time tonight, the Wagoner Bulldogs are going to be drawn off sides. And you know that Coach Condon and his staff they're having a fit.
I mean, it's but we'll take it. But no, to answer your question, I mean, it's just tough. I mean, if you're Miami, I think Coach Gardner, it wouldn't surprise me if he doesn't stick with our starters a little longer to try to, again, maybe get a score or two. I really believe you're probably going to see Wagner at the end of this quarter really start to put in those reserves, at that point. But like I said, for Miami, you probably see Coach Gardner keep some guys in. Good run here by Carson. Got a chance here.
Definitely the biggest play of the night for the Wardogs. And at the end of the ball, the Wardogs put it on the ground.
Is he calling him down?
I believe possibly so.
Nope, he's not.
They're saying, oh, man.
Yeah, and we just got a good play there, too, and got a little momentum. And, Wagner's still playing, man. They're stripping the ball. They had Carson 1 or 2 have him held up, and a guy came in. You could tell he was punching at that ball and was able to get a turnover. But, again, I definitely think if you see one more score here by Wagner, I think at that point you probably see Wagner start to see a lot of backups there. But again, it wouldn't shock me to see us leave some starters in to maybe get a couple of scores and try to get a little bit of positivity to end this game.
So the biggest play for the Wardogs so far tonight, unfortunately, after about a 20, 25-yard game by Jinx, ends up in a fumble at the end of the run. And Wagner will take over, 1st and 10. Ball at their own 47. They're going to come out and throw the hitch. Oh, almost picked off.
Good play there by Garrett.
Good play there by Walls. He almost stepped in front of that one.
So some of these scores here, Coach, that we've been looking at are starting to really separate. Hilldale had an explosion and are now lead 38-7 over Fort Gibson at halftime. Poto 42-0 over Stillwell at halftime. So those two are both going to win. So it's going to come down to that Broken Bow Ada game.
And that's a Saturday game, you said, yes.
So at this point, we are either going to Hilldale or we are going to Poto based on that Broken Bow game. I believe if Ada beats Broken Bow, then Hilldale finishes first, and that's where we will go. We need to tackle here. Pretty good. That's a much better job there. So if Ada beats Broken Bow on Saturday, and you might want to look at your
I've got a.
I think I'm saying this right. If Ada beats Broken Bow, that will put Hilldale at 1 by the tiebreaker. If Broken Bow beats Ada, and because both of them are winning by 15 or more, that will put Poto at the 1. So.
Yeah, like I said, it gets really confusing. Hilldale says first with a win and Poto loss, which Poto is not going to lose.
They're not going to lose.
First, this is Hilldale's situations. First with a win, Poto win, and a Broken Bow win. If Poto gains 3 or fewer district points. So you start adding district points, and you just better wait till it's all done. And we'll make reservations where we need to go play.
We'll just trust somebody to tell us.
That's right.
At that point.
Tell us what time the bus leaves and what time we're going to go, and we'll be there. Because of that District 4, you look at all 4 scenarios. Teams that's going to make the playoffs, Ada, Hilldale, Broken Bow, and Poto, all of them go into tonight with a possibility of winning the district.
I know, it's insane. How fun is that?
Yeah, I've never seen that.
Wild.
Because usually you come in and this one has a 1, and this one could be a 2 or a 3 or here. But to say all 4 of them had a chance to win the district is really rare. So, all right, back to action here. 3:40 left in the third quarter. 2nd down and 7 for the Bulldogs. Quarterback takes the ball. He's rolling right. We're going to have another penalty, and that play is going to be caught and go out of bounds about the 4 or 5.
What a good throw that was.
We're going to have a hold back about the 47-yard line.
Boy, we've been fortunate with a couple of key penalties against
Yes.
him, haven't we?
That's what we're going to have. I bet that is the 5th or 6th hold.
Yeah. That's probably the one glaring negative if you're the Wagner staff.
Yes.
You're like, boy, our just undisciplined. And I don't want to say that's just because Wagner is just being our kids are playing hard up front.
Yeah.
Julio Valenzuela's popped a couple of times. Reese Satterwhite's had some good penetration tonight. Hunter Nichols. And a lot of that is literally just with a 3-man front. So, we've earned those holding penalties, but that's probably the one thing that
They're going to be unhappy with.
And I will say this, maybe a little bit of surprise to people who don't know, not really probably to this booth, but Oologah McLean right now, Oologah 0, McLean 19.
Wow.
19-0 lead over Oologah. So the only thing that makes me sad a little bit about that is that if that score held up and we would have somehow beat Wagner,
We'd been second.
We'd have been second
Yeah.
and hosting a playoff game.
All right. 2nd down and really long for Wagner. They're going to throw it deep. He's got a guy open, and it's going to be caught across the 40 down to the 37. Big gain right there on 2nd down and long. Going to bring up 3rd down and a much more manageable for the Bulldogs. 3rd quarter rapidly winding down. 2:48 and running.
Yeah, so now, when you look at our district, is if that score holds up, that may knock Oologah out of the playoffs and make McLean the 4. So that looks like another hold.
That was a major hold that did not get called.
Yeah.
And he's going to go down the right sidelines and out of bounds inside the 15-yard line.
And I could be misspeaking there. I'm only just kind of throwing these in my head here, but if McLean beats them by more than 15, that's going to put them. It comes down to points between them and Oologah.
All right. According to the Daily Oklahoman, which I printed out their information, McLean would be 4th with a win and a Miami win. Now, that's not going to happen. Unfortunately, Wardogs are not going to win.
So when it's all said and done, Oologah probably even with a loss.
Yeah. Probably even with the loss, they're going to probably be tied with us for 3rd.
And then they've got the
and
head-to-head.
then they've got the head-to-head. So
Okay.
Oologah is going to be 3rd with a win and a Wagner loss. 3rd with a win and a Wagner win, or 3rd with a loss and a Wagner win. So that's it for Oologah right there. 3rd with if they would lose and Wagner win, which that's going to happen.
Yeah.
Wagner's going to win this one. They would be 3rd because they would have the head-to-head over
Okay,
us.
that makes sense. Yeah.
So, like I said, it can be confusing, and that what I just read there about Oologah is about 4 lines. If you want to read about Hilldale and Poto
goodness.
and Broken Bow, they're about 20 lines each.
Yeah,
This happens.
We
So,
could take the whole 4th quarter talking about, those scenarios for that district. That district is crazy.
yeah. All right, 2nd down and 12 for the Bulldogs. They're going to hand the ball around the right side, and the Wardogs do a good job. They're going to ball him up right about the 12 and bring him down right at the line of scrimmage. Going to bring up 3rd down and 12 for Wagner. Regardless of the outcome here tonight, it's been a great season of Wardog football. Like we mentioned, most wins since 2008, first playoff appearance since 2008. Wardogs are going to finish the regular season at 6-4, 4-3 in the district, and we'll be on the road somewhere next Friday night. Make sure you check social media, Wardog Athletics on Facebook, on Twitter, and throw across the middle. It's caught, and that's going to go in for a touchdown.
I think he's a little short.
Oh, maybe going to go out right at the 1.
Yeah, that's going to give him a 1st and goal.
First
Unfortunately,
and goal inside the 1. Under a minute in the 3rd quarter. Wardogs hanging on here. Wagner going to up 35-0. I'd
like to thank Chief Berkebile again for joining us there for the 3rd quarter, and once again the Modoc Nation for their continued support of all Wardog athletics, Wardog football, and specifically tonight for Wardog TV. It lets us know that we're doing some nice things. It's a testament to our student digital media team and the work that they've done, that we've got outside people taking notice of that and want to be able to support it. So thank you again, Chief Berkebile and your entire team at the Modoc Nation. Very, very much appreciated.
We want to shout out one more time to our student production team, Kiara, Ava, Rylan, Blake. Thanks for all you've done for us tonight and throughout the whole season, bringing all the great action to you on Wardog TV.
We get to do it one more time.
One more time. At least one more time.
At least one more time. I like it. I like that drop in right there.
All right, Wagner will take. Wagner still has the ball. If it's first and goal, ball right at the one. They break the huddle quick, and
last time they did this, they just went out. They went power, and they've
still wishbone look. They just run a double power, double lead, and they busted in for another touchdown. That's going to extend their lead to 41-0. 44 seconds left in the third quarter. At what point, Coach, do you consider running the clock? I know we did last week at Cleveland. Wardogs had a big lead. And I know at this point, and unfortunately this game's going to be out of hand, but, I think your priority is going to be Miami wants to put some points on the board.
Yeah.
But also you want to make sure your kids are healthy.
Yeah, got to be healthy because next week's game, even coming into tonight, next week's game meant a lot more than what this one was going to. If you're playing for a district title tonight, or if you're playing for winner goes to or gets to host a home game, that's a little bit different story. Now, if we was able to come out on top against Uwaga a couple weeks ago, this game would have been winner host
second,
for second. So I just think that, a lot of those factors, kind of went into, unfortunately, the psyche of tonight. But, truth be told, I think our kids and our coaches are probably a little disappointed.
A little bit, I would say so.
I would think that they probably fully anticipated to be able to come out here and compete and fight with them a little bit. But, the key to the game up to this point has literally just been their defensive line has just really overwhelmed us. Their front seven has just not given us any room, to run our offense and to get into any kind of rhythm. And like you said, and then once we do get a play, we turn it over. We had the pick six, and then they've had two big plays, one in the passing game, one in the running game. Coach, that's 21 really, really quick points right there, and this game's a way different ball game.
And that's half of their points right there.
So we're still showing signs of a young football team, even though we're very much improved, and, we get to go to the playoffs, and you have to be a good football team to go to the playoffs. But we still show signs of those growing pains, you know what I'm saying, where we've got to really find ways to improve and get better in some areas.
All right, Wagner kicks it off, and the Wardogs doing a fair catch at right about the 21-yard line. So the Wardog offense will come out, still trying to put those first points on the board tonight against this stout Wagner defense. Some update from the World Series. The bottom of the fifth, Astros lead the Phillies 2-1. Phillies up, 2-2. Yeah, games are 2-2.
It is.
Last night the Astros throw a combined no-hitter.
What about the roller coaster of that series?
Oh,
the Phillies go out and bomb 5 home runs. It's like they're, it looks like Houston's throwing gasoline on a fire, and then the very next night the Phillies can't touch a baseball. Yeah. Incredible. Baseball's so hard. You're
as good as your pitcher that night, seems like. All right, first and 10 for the Wardogs. Ball at their own 21. And the ball up inside, that's Davis, and he's not going to get very much out across the 21, maybe to the 22. Not a lot of running room up inside between those tackles tonight for the Wardogs. That could be the last play of the third quarter if the Wardogs want it to. See if they want to run one more, and they're going to. They're going to go and break the huddle and try to get one more play in here. Second down and 9 for the Wardogs. Ball at their own 22. Jinx takes it, drops it back, and it is knocked down.
I mean, they just do such a good job of up front. I mean, just situational football, like right there. The guy knew he wasn't going to get to him from a pass rush, so he stood there, got tall, and knocked down a pass. They're just very talented up front. I mean, this Wagner team is going to make some noise in the playoffs.
There's no doubt.
There is no doubt in my mind that they're going to make some noise in the playoffs.
All right, third down and 9 for the Wardogs. 8 seconds left in the third quarter. Wardogs on the short end of a 42-0 score here at Robertson Field. It's been senior night here tonight. Wardogs seniors have been honored in a number of sports. Jinx takes it around the right side, and he is hit right at the line of scrimmage. And that's going to bring the third quarter to a close. One more quarter to play, and this one will be put in the books. We'll be getting ready for the playoffs next week. Going to catch a little bit more football this action. Saturday afternoon, NEO will be right here for their finale of the season. They will be playing at Saturday at 11 a.m. against Trinity Valley. NEO picked up a much-needed win last week as they traveled to Blinn and defeated the Blinn 28-17.
Have really, the last 2 weeks, have really played much better football. Really had the number 4 team in the country, New Mexico Military, on the ropes in Roswell, and then they turn around and, it looks like they're going to put 1 second on the clock here, I think. I'm confused why.
They only would have if
somebody took a timeout.
If they would have took a timeout. I know the officials are pointing at the clock, at the clock keepers, talking to Coach Gardner, because we ran the ball.
Yeah, I mean,
the clock wouldn't have stopped unless it was a timeout.
Oh, you know what? I'm wondering if we called that timeout
to kick with the wind.
To kick with the wind.
All right, that might be it. We might have called the timeout.
Yeah, that makes sense. I guess
it definitely does.
Yeah, that makes sense. What was we talking about? That took me off.
NEO.
Okay, thank you. But good win down in Brenham, Texas. I mean, you talk about back-to-back weekends, 2 Roswell and then 2 Brenham, Texas. Coach, those are hauls for NEO, and they've been playing good punt here, good roll, and good timeout to be able to punt with the win.
Definitely a good call by Coach Gardner right there.
So, but no, NEO Golden Norseman. So Trinity Valley comes to town, and a fun fact: head coach at Trinity Valley, Sherrod Poteet, who
played quarterback here.
Played quarterback here during my time, 97 and 98, and was an all-conference player. Went on to Southern Illinois, had a good career there. Was actually the head coach here at NEO. Actually worked for Coach Poe for a year. He went on to Southeastern Missouri State, a little Division I, was offensive coordinator there, and is now back at Trinity Valley, where he is the head coach. So Coach Poteet always calls us, and he's looking forward, loves this time at Miami, and it's always fun when Coach Poteet comes back here. I know how much he loves this program, but he's got a great program over at Trinity Valley, ranked in the top 10, and NEO will have their hands full on Saturday, but weather's supposed to move out, I think, Coach, by Saturday.
That's 11 a.m. kickoff.
Yeah.
I said the storms are supposed to be out, so
come on out to Robertson Field.
Yeah, your last
on the Golden Norseman.
Last opportunity to see some football here and watch NEO, and they take on Trinity. All right, so we're getting ready to get the fourth quarter underway. Wagner will have the ball 1st and 10. Big kick right there by Davis, and a good call by Coach Gardner to take that timeout. And Coach looking down, I can see the Wardog backup quarterbacks are starting to get loose up a little bit.
Yep.
And I'm sure we'll start to see some reserves start to be playing here in the fourth quarter on both sides of the ball. Because, like right now, most teams will say, all right, hey, we've got this underhand.
Sure.
Or we're not going to get it done. Let's make sure we're healthy going into the next week.
Yep.
And, you go playoffs, you never know what's going to happen.
Yeah, you already have a backup quarterback in for Wagner. So it looks like that Coach Condit has seen what he needs to see, and, the integrity of the game. I know he has a lot of respect for us, our program and what we've done. And, this is a great time to get his young kids reps because you never know. Their quarterback goes down. I mean, this young cat here is going to have to be able to come in and help them run the offense.
All right, bat snap on 1st down. They're going to hand the ball around the left side.
Good job by Bailey there. Just need to wrap up and finish here.
Good job of pursuit by the Wardogs. That's going to go really for about maybe a 1 yard gain. No, actually about a 2 yard loss. I apologize. 2 yard loss on 1st down.
Yeah, I'm sorry. We're looking at some scores here. I mean, we already have a final in our district. Cushing beat Skytook 75-0.
Wow.
And for that game to already be over, that tells me that clock probably ran continuously in the second half.
Yeah.
I mean, I know this is a Wardog broadcast, but we're going to call like we see it. And that Cushing Tiger football team, Coach, is going in to the playoffs playing some incredible football.
All right, they're a little spot pass, and they're going to lose a little bit more yardage.
I think the ball came on the ground there. We may have an opportunity. We get a turnover here, go punch one in.
Got a couple of Wardogs pointing the other way. We'll see if that ball was fumbled after the reception. He was tackled almost back all the way by the 5 for a 6 or 7 yard loss. And it is Wardog ball. Wardogs need to take advantage of this right here and definitely put some points on the board.
Yeah, and, that gives the Wagner staff something to coach on. That's like, okay, wait a minute. Now, we give you guys your opportunity to go in there and play. You turn it over inside the 10, which is never a good thing. But, again, we can control what we can control. Our kids are going to play hard and, try to capitalize here. Maybe we can punch one in. We need some points on the board on the left side.
We definitely do. 10:56 left in the ball game. Wardogs down, unfortunately big here, 42-0, but a turnover. The Wardogs have first and goal at the 6.
Looks like Sam Lillard, sophomore quarterback, in at quarterback for the Wardogs.
So Wardogs do have some reserves in the game. Lillard takes the snap, hands the ball up inside. Nope.
Yep.
That's the one. If he had the opportunity, if Lillard pulls that, he walks in.
He walks in, yeah.
But he did hand it off up inside. He crosses the 5 down to the 4. Was to Davis on the carry.
Yeah, and I don't know. That may not be a read.
It might not be.
That may have been a called give, but
Yep.
you're right, Coach. If that is a read, that'll be a good film, a little good spot on film there for a good young quarterback, promising young quarterback to be able to see that there. And I bet right here, it's the same play, but I bet this time he keeps it.
I bet it is. Second down and goal from the 4. Lillard in as the quarterback. Davis in the backfield. They're going to roll on the right side, and we've got some early movement.
Yeah, so
they're going to.
I think they blew that one dead. Yeah, so
blew it down.
Defensive line shift there by Wagner caused us to false start. Yeah,
So that's going to back us up from the 4 back to the 9. Going to bring up second down and goal from the 9 for the Wardogs. Wardogs starting to see some reserves in action. Sophomore Lillard in to play quarterback for the Wardogs. So I know Wagner's last offensive possession, you saw almost a completely backup unit on the field for the Wagoner Bulldogs. 10:16 left in the ball game. Wardogs trail here 42-0. Wagner was everything advertised as they came in tonight. Wardogs break the huddle. Davis in the backfield with Lillard. 2 receivers to either side. No tight end for the Wardogs. Lillard takes it. He rolls right. He's in trouble, and he's going to be sacked all the way back at the 18-yard line. So Wardogs going the wrong direction here.
Yeah, the little rollout pass there. I'm looking down, Coach. Nobody's open.
Yeah.
They really kind of locked us down right there. Really did a good job there. In that situation, the only thing we got there is for Lillard to find some room to possibly run and save that play. But
there wasn't any room.
This wasn't there. Yeah.
All right. That's going to bring up third down and goal. Now the ball all the way back at the 18-yard line. The Wardogs got to score. Not pick up a first down.
What do you like on third and goal from the 19?
Not a lot.
There's not a lot in the book, is there? Yeah.
Not a lot of plays for pick up an 18. All right, Lillard drops back, and he is going to scramble.
He needs to take
Still
off
running.
here.
He's running to the 10, to the 5. He's hit hard at the 5. He's going to fight forward to the 3.
Good, tough run.
Yeah, that was. Good job by Lillard as he picks up 15 of it. That's going to bring up fourth down and 3 for the Wardogs. Fourth and goal from the 3.
He did a really good job there.
He did,
of,
yes.
Number one, filling the pressure, being able to escape the pressure, and then to be able to pick up a really nice gain, give us a chance here on fourth and goal to possibly punch one in.
Probably so, and this might be our only opportunity. Wardogs trail here 42-0. Wardogs now facing fourth down and goal. Ball at the 3. Wardogs come out once again. Davis in the backfield by Lillard. 2 receivers to either side.
I'd say by Seth's depth, he's going to get the ball or be leading.
They're going to run a pitch. That's going to go to Davis. Touchdown, Wardogs, and they do get on the board on the option. Nice executed play right there by Lillard and Davis, and the Wardogs finally do break through.
It's a good play call.
That was.
A really good play call against, let's call it what it is. Some of their backups that probably haven't worked too much on and the option's been a pretty good play for us this year,
It has.
Coach.
We haven't ran it a lot, but it's been very effective.
It's been very effective, and we've had a couple of, option passes out of it where we've scored some touchdowns out of that. So, our joke at home is Seth's got a perfect quarterback rating. 2 for 2 for
2 touchdowns.
I think 111 yards and 2 touchdowns. So, anyway, but no, the speed option's a good little look for us, and I think it's something you're probably going to see next week as we head into the playoffs.
All right. Douth it on for the extra point, and it's up, and it is good. So Wardogs finally break through here. 8:18 left in the contest. Wardogs get on the board, and they still trail Wagner 42-7. I don't look to see the Wardogs onside kick. I look just to kick it deep and just play football.
Yeah, I think so,
and
too.
You're going to see a lot of reserves the last 8 minutes here of this ball game. Like I said, playoffs start next week, and as we already know, the Wardogs have punched their ticket. We probably won't know till Saturday evening where we'll be going.
I'd say that's the safe bet. Yeah, Broken Bow and Ada game is going to dictate if we're going to Hilda or going to Poto.
Yeah, because those are 2 teams playing. They're both going to the playoffs.
They are, and they both won big. They both won by +15, so everything depends on the outcome of Broken Bow Ada.
And we will be with you here next Friday night somewhere in Oklahoma, and we'll bring you all the action of Wardog playoff football. And what we're hoping to be is a long run for the Wardogs in the playoffs.
Yeah, and I got a good friend of mine who's assistant superintendent over at Hilldale. He was a longtime football coach there, Chad Kirkhart. Talked to Coach Kirkhart today, and his words to me, he's like, Coach, I'm gonna be honest with you. He goes, we're all kind of about the same. Talking about Hilldale, Poto, Broken Bow, Ada. He's like, I just don't. He said, I just don't see any of us just kind of being world beaters. And he said, we most certainly are not. And this is his words now. He said, we're not in the league of Cushing and Wagner. He said, the rest of us, he said, we're very similar to what you guys do. And so it sounds like that the first 2 rounds are going to be very competitive.
Yep.
And it sounds to me like we have an opportunity to go in and, we got to clean up some things from tonight. Tackling's got to get a little bit better. We can't give up big plays. But I don't think it's one of those things where we just not need to be happy going to the playoffs, Coach. We need to prepare to go down there wherever we're going and play some good football with the opportunity to possibly go down and get a win somewhere.
Definitely so. Douthat kicks the ball hard down the middle, and Wagner falls on it. So they'll take over. 8:17 left in the ball game. Wagner up big here, 42-7. I know my early years at Miami, we went in like as a 4, and we go to Salisaw. And 4 beats a 1. We beat a 1.
Wow.
So, it happens every year. There's always a couple of upsets. And why not be the Wardogs?
Yeah, well, and, we have the unique schedule to where we see very, very elite teams. We see really good competitive teams, and then we see some teams that are struggling a little bit. It's crazy when you think back. I mean, this is going to be another loss for us. But you get beat by number 4 Wagner, you get beat by number 2 Grove, you get beat by number 1 Cushing, and then you get a tough coin flip game loss to Uliga.
Yeah,
and then we beat teams that we probably should have beat this year. So we've kind of seen it all. We've had to play in tough games. We've had to look up at the scoreboard, kind of like tonight, and think, man, this is not what we wanted to do. And we've been on the other side of scores like this, where we've been in complete control of some games. So I think that surely that's got to help you a little bit, Coach, right? Going into the playoffs, kind of knowing that
I think so. And I think there's no doubt that Wagner and Cushing are in the elite status of Class 4A. You look at the other teams on the other side of the state, you really don't get to see them or know a lot about them.
Sure, like the Tuttles of the world and the Blanchards of the world.
Yeah. If you look at the rankings, 4A rankings, Cushing's ranked number 1. Elk City 2, Bethany 3, and I saw Elk City make a run in the playoffs last year. They lined up in the eye and ran the ball right at you.
It's so funny because Coach Zach Maynard, who was a player of mine at NEO, who's their assistant head coach and defensive coordinator at Elk City, we literally texted this week, and he was congratulating us and Seth for making the playoffs. Just a really cool deal. And we were talking about what's coming up ahead, and he's like, "How's Wagner?" I said, their front 7 is legit. I said, but, Cushing was able to kind of expose him a little bit on the back end. And he goes, is that good or bad for you? And I'm like, buddy, we're going to line up and run the gosh dang football at you. So I'm not sure it's going to work out great for us. And it's funny because he texts back, well, if we play him, that's all they're getting too. He said, we ain't throwing the ball. So, but Elk City, they've got really playing well down there. And, again, selfishly for me, it's really cool to see a former player now as a coach have success. So I'll be cheering for Elk City. I really will.
All right. 2nd down and 10 for the Bulldogs.
And what'd you say Elk City was ranked right now?
Elk City's ranked number 2. These are the rankings according to the Tulsa World. And I know the Daily Oklahoma and I usually check both of them are very similar. Bethany is ranked number 3. Wagner Bulldogs ranked 4. And I'm gonna tell you, they've got more losses than anybody in the top 10, but it's because of who they played.
Man, they're a good-looking football team still.
Poto's ranked number 5. Blanchard 6. Tuttle 7. Newcastle 8. Hilldale 9. And Broken Bow 10.
Okay.
So
it sounds to me, regardless, we're going to be playing another top 10 team
on
the road next week, right?
Yeah, Hilldale's 9, Poto's 5.
So they have 3 teams in the district we pair up with in the top 10.
In the top 10, and there's 2 of our teams in the top 10.
Okay.
All right, Wagner has it. Quarterback keeps the ball around the right side. He's going to pick up close to first down yardage.
I'd like to see us get another stop here. Again, I know we're both kind of got several backups in on both sides, but I'd like to see us get a stop here and maybe – get one more chance.
Punch one more in, yes.
To get a good little drive going and maybe punch another one in.
4th and 1 for Wagner. Ball's at their own 40-yard line. Wardogs need a stop right here. They're going to run quarterback sneak, and he's going to fall forward for the first down. So Wagner will keep the ball and keep the clock rolling. Once again, some upcoming action in and around Wardog country. Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday, 7th and 8th grade boys and girls basketball will be in action at J. Only original times we know are Monday. Monday, the 7th grade girls play at 4. The 8th grade girls play at 7. The 7th grade boys at 5. 8th grade boys at 7. So they have 2 or 3 gyms they'll be running the junior high tournament at J.
Yeah, Bulldog Arena, the main gym, and then the middle school gym, which was their previous high school gym, and then they use their PE gym all on one site right there. You can walk from building to building. We've participated in that tournament for years. They do a great job over there. And
I'm tell you what was always really good about that early preseason J tournament is they had one of the best hospitality rooms around.
Really?
That's good. So
yeah, it's interesting.
So we'd get in there and
that'll bring coaches back. That'll keep people. You want to bring people back to your tournament, stuff like that. Have a great hospitality room.
Yeah. All right, Wardog basketball. The girls will be scrimmaging Wednesday at Wyandotte at 3:30. So come out and get a look at the Lady Wardog basketball. All right, 2nd down and 5 for Wagner. Going to hand the ball up the middle.
Ooh, got a big old hole there. Oh no!
And he is still on his feet. Still on his feet. All the way down to the 26, 27-yard line, and he loses a shoe along the way.
Yes, he did.
He's tackled at the 27. The shoe goes to about the 16.
I'd have much rather him lost the football and kept his shoe.
All right, 4:46 left in this one. Big run there on 2nd down for Wagner. Back. They're going to back this one up.
We got some laundry on the field.
That's the
hang tight.
Several holding calls on Wagner tonight, and that's going to negate a big run on 2nd down. So we're going to back that one up back to the other side of the 50. 4:16 left in the contest. Wagner is going to win this one. They will go to 7-3 on the season. They will end up 2nd in the district. Cushing, the only team in Class 4A to go undefeated, and they won big tonight, 75-0. And they will win our district. Oologah will finish 3rd, and the Wardogs will finish 4th. It's going to bring up 2nd down and long. It's about 16 or 17 for the Bulldogs. They're going to hand the ball around the right side, and he is still on his feet. And he is going to cross the 30 down to the 25. And big run there. No flags on the field this time. Sure that Coach Condon's got to be a little frustrated with so many penalties on his offensive line tonight. You know, and they've had, several times they've jumped early on defense and offense tonight. Yeah, so those are the things that you really, holding sometimes is just an effort. Sometimes you're doing your, but sometimes what drives you crazy is those offside penalties, those procedure penalties.
Yeah, I mean, on the holding penalty, sometimes it's just the effort of the other player across from you earns those. Mm-hmm. Some of it is poor technique, and you just get out of position, and you end up grabbing and kind of saving yourself. I'll tell you, that little sweep play, Coach, that's at least the 3rd or 4th time tonight. I felt like we're right there to make a play, and they just kind of keep outrunning us.
All right, they hand the ball off the left side from the 21 down to about the 16, and he's finally hit hard. And he's going to be brought down after about a 4 or 5 yard gain. Let's give him 6, bring up 2nd down and 4. For Wagner. So both teams with a number of reserves on the field at this time. Wardogs trail here 42-7. So we'll be with you next Friday night somewhere in Oklahoma for the first round of playoffs. We'll know, have to really wait until Saturday after the Broken Bow Ada game to see where everything finished up in District 4.
Yeah, once again, just want to thank our senior Wardog football players, our senior cheerleaders, senior Miamiettes, and our senior band and color guard members. Appreciate you guys. I know you're part of this group too. That when we say Wardog football is going to the playoff, it's not just Wardog football. It's the support staff. It's these teams that have cheered these guys on, and these seniors. they were ready for some winning football too.
Oh, definitely so.
And so it's a group effort, and not only does Wardog football get to go somewhere, as you like to say, somewhere in Oklahoma next
Somewhere
week.
in Oklahoma.
Guess what? We're going to take them cheerleaders, the Miami Eds, and the band with us. So so everybody gets to enjoy an extra week of football, and I think everybody's excited about that part.
Yeah.
Even the basketball coaches.
Yep.
I talked to them both this week, and they were like, hey, one of the best things we can do is back up basketball because our kids are still playing football.
Yeah.
So,
all right, it's going to bring up second down. I had a legal shift called upon Wagner.
Yep.
Too many men moving before the snap of the ball.
And you see that with backups, young
backups,
players,
yes.
just some timing and stuff like that. So
Under 4 minutes. Wagner putting together a drive here. Wagner up 42-7. They're going to run a little option play. Quarterback's going to keep it. He's going to cross the 20.
played pretty well.
Yep, down to about the 17, 18-yard line.
The hardest thing for a defensive end when you're the guy that's being read, whether it's in the RPO or the option, is to give away who you're leaning towards. Right there, we did a pretty good job of kind of splitting the difference where he can make a play.
All right, going to bring up third down and 8 for Wagner.
Another shout out, one more shout out to the Modoc Nation.
Yes.
Thank you for your support of Wardog Athletics, Wardog Football, and of Wardog TV. First ever sponsor of Wardog TV broadcast, the Wardog Nation, the Modoc Nation. Thank you again to Chief Rob Berkeybow for your support and for coming up, spending a little time with us. That's big time. Thank you guys very, very much.
All right,
there's
third and 8.
another legal shift, coach, that they're going to let go here.
They're not going to call it.
Well, he's bringing
He's
it
going to
all
reverse
the
field
way
all the
back.
way around, and he's going to be tackled about the 14-yard line, short of the first down, under 3 minutes now. Congratulations to Coach Gardner and his staff, and for their accomplishments this year. I know I've sent some messages out to I know Coach LaFay and Coach Overman, and I tell you, I'm happy for those guys. And
been here for the grind, haven't they?
They've been here for a long time. I said I've shared some of those bad years, some of the I won't say bad years, rough years.
Rough, yeah.
They're
I mean,
rougher.
Coaching is
Yeah,
always good.
it's hard,
It's
yeah.
always good years because you learn so much and you love coaching kids. But man, it's fun to win too. And those guys have been here a while. But Coach Homer and Coach Gardner and Coach Till, those guys now are in year 5 and 6. I mean, those years go by in a hurry, and you don't get too many opportunities to keep playing football. So I'm excited for them.
All right, Wagner quarterback keeps around the right side, and he's going to walk in from the 14, and we're going to have a late penalty thrown here. We're going to have a holding call on Wagner.
Yeah, or it could be a hold, or it could be a block in the back.
Yep.
He really could have called either one. It was pretty. And what's going to be really frustrating for the Wagner staff when they watch that on film, Coach, that was 15 yards away from the play. I'm actually, to be honest with you, I'm a little surprised they went ahead and called it. Typically at this point of the game, when you got some backup ends, you kind of give him the benefit of the doubt. But that was so far behind the play, which is going to be really frustrating when they go back to watch that.
All right, that's going to bring up fourth down and 11 for the Bulldogs. That negates a touchdown run by their backup quarterback. 2:03, clock continuing to move.
What we got here? Well, they've been running just power out of this when they go fast.
Heard the line of
to
scrimmage.
jump here. Call timeout.
Yep, and we're going to have movement by the receiver out here on the wideout. That's going to back him up even more.
I'm laughing at Coach Cott's over there saying, guys, we called a timeout before you could call. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if he's yelling at the referee or if he's ticked off at one of his kids, but they're still coaching hard down there.
Yep.
Both sides are. Which is great because this is the future that's out there for both of these programs. I mean, at this point, neither one of them coaches are looking at that scoreboard. They're looking at the product on the field and saying, look, we have, again, there's a certain way we want to operate, and right now, Wagner's going the wrong direction.
Yeah. Scores from 5A. Grove ended up breaking open a close game. They lead big over Bishop Kelly, 41-20. Earlier with that game was 21-20.
Bishop Kelly's been a really solid football program for many, many years. Coach J.J. Tapana does a great job down there.
Number 7, Collinsville. This is out of Class 5A. They lead Claremore in the fourth quarter, 28-21. So some scores of somewhat local interest here. Some familiar opponents. Wardogs past. 5A number 1, Coweta, big over Tulsa Memorial. Coweta will end the season 10-0, ranked number 1.
Well, that 5A will be a fun one to watch, too. There's some really good football teams in 5A now.
All right, back to action here. 137 left in the contest. Wagner facing a 4th and 11 at the Wardog 23. Wardogs trying to hold them out of the end zone one more play, and they're going to.
Good play there by another senior, Carter Dixon.
Yep, in there on a big tackle on 4th down. The Wardog will take over offensively. Some scores from 6A Division II. Number 1 Stillwater, big over Muskogee, 38-14. Some of my old stomping grounds, Deer Creek over Putnam City North, 69-0.
How's the Jinx Bixby game?
You know, I'm trying not to look.
Oh, you know what? That's fair. Yeah.
I will say this: when I went upstairs to get something to drink at halftime,
it was a war.
14 all.
14 all.
And so I'm going to try not to see who won and go home and see if I can watch it. Now
we're talking about a 59-game winning streak on the line with that. So I haven't looked at the score either.
Yeah. So and here's the one negative about playing on Thursday night. Coach, I got to get up and go teach school tomorrow.
You know, virtual day for Miami.
Not in Seneca.
And I'm looking at the two, I'm looking at Ava and Kiara here, and what I found out for my son is that the teacher sent all that virtual work out on Monday. Oh. So if they were smart, I'm still seeing head nods. They've worked on it all week, so tomorrow is literally a day off if you were proactive as a Miami high school and junior high student. So virtual day for Miami Public Schools. I know the Davis kids are excited to sleep in and end up pretty much getting the day off, but I'm still going in the office, Coach. We're
we'll be there.
That adulting sometimes no good.
Seneca will be in session, so my 7th and 8th graders show up tomorrow. We're going to do a little work.
A little work on a Friday. How's the old Seneca Indians? Where are they at now?
Seneca they will play tomorrow night. They have not moved their game. Seneca ended up the season 9-1. And Missouri does their playoffs weird,
but a little different.
It is because you play different classes, you get points depending on the class.
Yeah.
Seneca lost the last game of the year. They're Class 2A, and they went undefeated until they were defeated. They lost the last one. It was against a Class 4A opponent, but they were the number 1 seed in their region, and they got a bye first round, and they play, I want to say, Hollister tomorrow night.
Good for them. Good for them.
So they've had a great season, and they're excited about football at Seneca. So good luck to them, and as they make their run to the playoffs. I said other area schools in the playoffs. Welch has advanced in Class B, 8-man football.
Good for them. Really struggled for a few years.
Yes.
Kind of very similar to what we've done here. And Coach Ryan Gleaves, congrats to you and your staff over there putting together a good season.
Coach Joe Bryson coaches there at Welch. He's been a number of years here at Miami. Quapaw out of Class A is 2nd in their district. Commerce was 3rd. Fairland could clinch a playoff berth tonight with a win over Ketchum. They played, Fairland and Ketchum played. The winner goes to the playoffs, the loser stays home. And I have not been able to find a score on that. Wardogs hand the ball up the middle, find a little bit of a gap right there.
3rd quarterback in for the night now.
All right, so that is Lawless.
Freshman number 17, Grant Lawless in now. And again, this is a good thing here to work on a little tempo and trying a little 2-minute offense with your backups here.
All right, Lawless takes it. He's going to roll right.
Pump fakes again, takes off running,
and he's going to be brought down in the backfield for a sack.
Usually a double pump fake is about one too many.
One too many. Once again, thanks to Miami Public Schools for allowing all of this to take place. For,
fantastic.
Mr. Highsmith, for Kenny Iverson, and then the school board, and for Mr. Frazier for putting all of this together, for enabling us to bring you Wardog TV. Grant Lawless throws it over the middle. It's a slant. That's going to go high. That was actually throwing it to Lillard, and that's going to be incomplete. And 38 seconds left on the clock, and I'm sure Wagner's probably going to kneel on it here. Once again, thank you to the Modog Nation for sponsoring tonight's broadcast on Wardog TV.
Yeah, I mean, it's, obviously tough loss here tonight. Nothing that you don't want to hold your head down low when you play a team that's been elite for several years like you would in a Wagner. But, again, I'd say, truth be told, being truthful, I would think that, the staff and the kids were probably hoping to kept this a little bit more competitive, for 3 quarters or so. So a little bit disappointing, but again, there were some positive sparks that, you can see from the game, and you can look back on film and say we did some nice things, and knowing that you're going to go in next week and probably play a team less talented than what you
Yes.
played here tonight. So haven't looked at any film yet, mostly because we don't know who we're playing. So, but again, how exciting is it?
Oh, so exciting.
A lot of people are going to check in equipment tomorrow.
That's right.
The Miami Wardogs are not going to be one of those
All
teams.
right, and teams are going to gather at midfield, and they're going to shake hands, and so that's going to bring this one to an end. Wagner will win this one 42-7, and but this is not it for the Wardogs. Like I said, I know you may be tired of hearing us saying that, but playoffs next week.
I will never get tired of hearing you say it, but yeah, and we hope that it's just this is year one of a long trend of some postseason play.
So good luck to the Wardogs, good luck to Wagner, because we don't see them first round.
Correct. Nor do we want to. Yeah. Good luck to Wagner football next week. Again, Coach Condit and Coach Charbonneau and the rest of their staff do such a great job and have done it at a high level for so long. So best of luck to Wagner, but more importantly, good luck to the Miami Wardogs, and let's go see if we can go get us one next week.
That's right. Wardogs will be on the road somewhere in Oklahoma. Tune in to social media. Wardog Athletics on Facebook, Twitter. As soon as we know, Coach Davis knows, we'll put it out there and start making those plans to travel. Because it looks like we don't have to travel to Broken Bow, we don't believe. And so Poto and Hilldale are very much drivable.
Yep.
And so Wardogs will be on the road somewhere. So, all right, Coach Davis, thank you so much. Thanks for all the students who helped us tonight, who put this product together. And we want you to join us at least one more night, next Friday night. Wardogs playoff somewhere in Oklahoma. Wardogs in the regular season 6-4, 4-3 in the districts. And I think it's one of those situations. We went in and said, all right, Coach, 6-4, will you take it? We'd have took it in a minute.
Yeah, then, I'd have said, are we in the playoffs?
Yeah.
That's 6-4. Yes, I'll take it.
We'll take
go.
it.
Yeah.
All right, so congratulations to Coach Gardner and his staff and then this Wardog team as they starting to get this program definitely headed in the right direction. It's still a young team with a lot of promise laying ahead. And we'll be with you next Friday night, roughly 6:50. We'll be on the air, and we'll be bringing you first-round action of the Wardogs somewhere. So thank you for joining us tonight. For Coach Davis, this is Coach Paxton signing off.